And then I press that button and we are live. I think we're live. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us on this Bank Holiday Friday. And welcome to Harakiri Blades of Honor Part 2. This is the exploration phase that we're doing today. If you haven't seen Part 1, don't worry about it. Part 2 is a very different game with some quite different rules. So you don't need to have seen Part 1 before you watch this video. But yeah, today we're going to be bringing you the exploration phase. Arthur's joining us again as Hattori the Ninja, who knows nothing. Pete's joining us as Tomo the Samurai, who we can't make fun of your character in any way.
She's just awesome.
She's awesome. I'm playing Hikaru the Monk, who falls for strange women coming out of cemeteries who then trick me to steal my horse. And Paul Snopes has been resurrected, just like Doctor Who, and turned into Rob.
Hello.
So Rob is the only one who hasn't actually played this before. The rest of us have played this. We've had a practice game a couple of weeks ago, so we may be a little rusty with the rules. But Joel, the designer, is in the chat and will be helping us if we get stuck. Speaking of Joel helping us in the chat, I need to make sure I've got the chat on this screen so I can actually see it. So I mentioned that this is the exploration phase. The Hikaru, Blades of Honor, the game, comes with, and I think he said it was 12 chapters. Act 1 contains 12 chapters. Every single one of those chapters has an exploration phase where we're going to be moving miniatures around the board, fighting monsters. We're going to be reading some narrative. There is a storyline to this as well. But 8 of the 12 chapters have an adventure phase, which is what we covered in part 1. So in part 1, which is on the previous video, if you want to watch it, it's on the channel from a couple of weeks ago. We basically travel across. Do you want to give us summary? Because you watched it more recently than we played it. So what did we do?
So they travelled off, got themselves lost and back route, swept off rivers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Paul got horse jacked.
I did.
They couldn't quite manage to clear the fog of evil corruption. Though they did manage to kill a giant demon ghost whale, which was very, very positive.
Yeah, that was quite
And
cool. Which is why you've got that.
Yep, and they did save the princess.
Yes. So one of our primary objectives in the adventure phase was to clear the corruption in this sanctuary, and we failed to do that. We did lots of other things, but we failed to do that. But the general storyline behind this particular scenario is that there's a big bad boss who's taken over an island, and I think we're now going to that island. I think that's what this is. Right, okay. Let's have a read through the flavour. So settle down with your cup of coffee. There's a bit of reading in this, and then we'll go through. We're going to be explaining the rules as we go along, rather than all of them up front. So, exploration phase. After some time, the news they had been waiting for finally arrived. So the 4 were led by the insurgents to a village lost in the mountains, where they met a venerable old man who was going to give them the information they needed. "Welcome to my home," exclaimed the man, after welcoming them in a beautiful garden with a crystal clear stream flowing through it. "My name is Shingen, and it is a real pleasure to welcome you to my home. I am very grateful for all you have done for my people, and for the help you have given us against the hordes of the Shogun. That is why I am happy to give you good news at last, although I am afraid it has also has its downside. Unfortunately, the spy you were looking for has been captured, and is being held in the castle on the island of Awaji, a very protected fortress." "Thank you very much for the information," said Tomo. "We must leave immediately." "Yes, you must," said Shingen again, "but it will not be easy for you to reach the island, which is not accessible by boat." "What can we do then?" Hikaru asked, and immediately received an answer from his host. "You will travel to Osaka, and there you will look for the Hideyoshi, a family of fishermen to whom you will deliver a letter that I will write. They are part of the resistance, and some of their members owe me their lives, and they will help you reach the island." And so, with a new goal in mind, the 4 of them left the village and set out on the long journey to the city of Osaka, carrying with them the letter that Shingen had written. Once again, they did not know what fate had in store for them. It was dawn in Japan when the 4 companions finally walked through the port of Osaka. Their goal was to reach the island of Awaji as soon as possible, and so they were looking for the Hideyoshi family. "I have found them," said Hitori, approaching the group. "Let's give them Shingen's letter." As the old man had assured them in the mountain village, the Hideyoshi responded positively to his request, so they immediately set out to serve the group. "We will try to reach the island in a small fishing boat. That's the best way to try. Let's go," said the head of the family, called Noriyori. Following the skilled fishermen, they all climbed aboard the ship, which soon left the harbour behind. The sun was shining brightly overhead, and the sea was calm in the bay, but that changed halfway through the journey. Slowly, the sky clouded over and the wind began to pick up, leading to an incredible storm as they neared the shores of Awaji, which were clearly visible in the distance. But then a nightmare had unfolded all around them. The waves shook the boat like a rag doll in the hands of a child, and the cyclone swelled the ship's only sail, threatening to tear it apart. Fearing that the ship would sink before reaching its destination, the four were clinging to the ship's gunwale, when suddenly they heard a scream of terror from one of the sailors who was trying to keep the vessel afloat. Unfortunately for the group, a huge wave capsized the ship, and they all fell into the water amidst a maelstrom of screams, foam, and terrible tossing. When they set foot on dry land again, in the late afternoon, they thanked the gods for the help they had been given. Death undoubtedly come to meet them, but they had dodged it. Although the fury of the storm had sunk the boat, it had allowed them to pass unnoticed and reach their destination undetected. "We have been lucky," said Tomo, "but that may change at any moment. At last, we are finally on the island of Awaji, although we don't know where exactly we must get off this cliff." The young samurai was correct. Contrary to a quiet beach, they were on rocky terrain, dangerously lashed by the fury of the waves at the base of a steep cliff that towered over their heads. "Look, there's a cave," said Hattori, pointing with one hand. "Perhaps it will get us out of here. I don't see any better option." Following that idea, the four of them headed for the nearby grotto and finally got out of the wind and rain. So, the exploration phase is divided into a variety of zones. We start in zone 1, which is the village, and we have set this up as per the instructions of the scenario setup. It is a map that is divided into squares. We've got some yellow lines which represent obstacles. We've got some red lines that represent impassable terrain. Red and yellow are essentially the same unless you're flying. If you're flying, you can go over yellow, but you can't go over red. We've got a couple of enemies already on the board. These are the Onryos. Let's just press this button here. So we have 2 Onryos on the board, and we use coloured bases for the enemies to distinguish them, because we have initiative cards for those enemies which are colour-coded accordingly. And we also have one of these monster sheets. So this is the monster sheet for the Onryo, and it's basically the AI system which the Onryo chooses. We've also got details. It's got 12 health, 4 movement. It's got a range of either 1 or 2, depending on which attack it's using. It's got 3 defense and 0 armor. Now, defense is a bit like armor in that it reduces damage, but it isn't affected like armor. And when it attacks, these are the dice it rolls. So 2 orange, 1 green, 1 purple. So that's the map setup. We've also got these as spawn points. Now, these are character tokens, but there's no relation to the characters. So even though, Pete, this is your character token, this is not your spawn point. It's just, we have a red spawn point, a green one, and a purple one. And we have 4 interaction tokens. These are things that we can interact with, and we read a particular chapter in the book when we interact with them. So yeah, we start off in the village, and there's some more narrative. So if you're still sitting comfortably, after resting for a few minutes in the cave and advancing through the shadows, the 4 emerged from another opening. They were in a much more favourable terrain, and from here they saw some lights, towards which they directed their steps. "It looks like a village," Hikaru exclaimed, pointing to the ghostly silhouettes of the humble buildings that could be distinguished in the fog. Although by then the rain had stopped, a thick mist did not bode well. The mist made everything around them truly sinister. The total immersion of the darkness was intimidating. With only some light shining from the village to show them the way, they kept moving forward to locate the spy they needed to free. "I don't like this at all," said Akira suddenly, breaking the tense silence that had been created. "I feel something strange in the atmosphere, something unhealthy that I don't know how to explain. Take extra precautions." It didn't take them long to reach the village, where they froze in terror. The temperature dropped precipitously, and they were suddenly surrounded by dense fog, which barely allowed them to see a few meters ahead. Nevertheless, they could see that they were in a terrifying place, a small deserted village illuminated by sinister lanterns. "Someone's coming, there," said the ninja, pointing into the mist, just before the ominous squawk of some kind of bird could be heard over their heads. "It looks like a woman," said Hikaru, who immediately continued speaking, addressing the stranger who was walking hunched over, looking down at the ground, her face hidden under her long dark hair. "Excuse me, we need help." "What are you looking for here?" "But it doesn't matter, because you won't find it," the mysterious lady answered, with a hoarse voice that did not seem to come from her body. From that instant, the event rushed forward as the woman stood upright, stretching out both arms under a tattered and blooded kimono. Her hair was now fluttering violently, shaken by a wind that had sprung up around her, as that Onryo revealed her identity, that of the vengeful ghost she actually was. To the despair of the 4 companions, they had arrived at a cursed village, under the sway of the dangerous spirit that now confronted them, screaming in a chilling manner. It was time to defend themselves. Right, and then as I say, we've set up the board as it says. The enemies are the Onryo. Our objective is we've got to find a way to the fortress. We don't know how to do that, but presumably we need to search and interact with these tokens. We have a malice track that we'll explain later on. We need to create the Oracle deck. So the Oracle deck is this. If we completed 4 or more missions in the adventure phase, which we did, I think I completed 4 and nobody else completed any, from what I remember.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. The Oracle deck is made up of 3 green cards and 2 red cards. If we didn't complete 4 missions, it would be the other way around. And green is generally slightly better for us than red is. So that's the Oracle deck. We'll pop that there. We've got the miniatures, we've got the 2 Onryos, we've got the A, B, C, D, we've got the spawn point. Now, if we have the mark spiritual corruption, can you just pass me the mark sheet? I'll just show people what this is. So for those people who didn't see part 1, the game is going to come with a mark sheet. Press that. There you go. And this is basically, this is small because this is just a demo scenario. But certain things that happened to you in the previous game will have an impact in the campaign moving on. So because we've got spiritual corruption, which is a bad thing, the initiative, once we create the initiative in round 1, all of the Onryos is going to advance 1 space to the left. And if we had informed, we would know some information about here. So there must have been a way in the previous game that we could have found some information. The other things to mention just before we start is that this is a prototype copy of the game. The game is not out yet. It was on Kickstarter and it was successfully funded, but there is a late pledge manager open. If you are interested in getting the game, you can do so. There is a link in the description of this video. Please use this link. And it is a link to the pledge manager, which is open until the 15th of May. And then you will get your game. This is a prototype. A lot of what you see here is prototype components. A lot of it is very similar to what the final components is going to be like. But one of the things that is being worked on is a lot of the text. The narrative text is already pretty good. But there's a lot of text on some of the cards. This hasn't been through a full English editor yet. So there might be, if you're watching this video and you see some quirkiness with some of the wording on the cards, they are going to polish that up before the final video. Yeah, and I wanted to thank Synergic Games for trusting me to create this video for them, and also a big thank you to all of my patron supporters for funding the channel. If you like the content that I create and you want to support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/gaming rules. Right then.
I think one of the Onryos is out of position.
Have we got one of the Onryos out of position? The green Onryo is not positioned correctly. Okay, let's have a look. Yep, it should be there. That's it. Thank you. Well spotted. Right. So, the exploration phase is played over a series of rounds. And in each round, we basically determine the initiative. So we each have an initiative card in the initiative deck. And there will be an initiative card for each of the enemies. We shuffle them, we lay them out. There can be some jiggery-pokery. And then we all get to activate in order. Unlike the adventure phase, we are not limited on rounds. In fact, we don't track the rounds. We don't count the rounds. The malice is bad, and the malice will go up. I'll explain that when that goes up. And then when it's your turn to activate, you gain 3 action points, and you spend those action points to do things. It is 1 action point to move, and you can only move once. If you exert yourself, you spend more action points, but it's still 1 move action. You can attack, which costs 1 action if you do a quick attack, 2 actions if you do a strong attack. You can interact with one of these tokens, which you have to be next to, which I think costs an action. You can use an item, which costs an action, and you can swap your weapons over, because we've each got a primary weapon and a secondary weapon, and you can swap them over at a cost of 1 action point. There's all sorts of other things that you can do as well, and if you've watched the adventure phase, you may have noticed that each of us has these 3 key dice. It's either Key or Kai. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Joel will tell me. Is it Key or Kai? Or if anybody else knows how you pronounce it. These work on these skills in a very special way. We also have our Kami card that we had before. And in the adventure phase, we were only using the bottom ability. Now that we're in the exploration phase, we don't use the bottom ability. The bottom ability is purely for the adventure phase, so we're using the ones above it. Unfortunately, Hikaru and Akira, we only have a Kami level of 5, so we can only use this ability, which is unlocked when you get to 3. We can't use the top abilities, but Tomo and Hattori have both got their Kami tracks to the max. What that means is that they have their super-powered ability of Kami mode, which is why the game is called Harakiri, because what it means is they essentially commit ritual suicide, invoke the power of their divine god or whatever, they gain superpowers, and then they die 2 turns later. But death is not the drawback that it used to be in the olden days, because when you die in this game, you're actually just removed for that scenario. And then I can't remember the exact details, but you come back and you might lose. I think you might lose something. You have to make a death check to see whether you lose something. Joel says he will go for key. So key dice. That sounds better. Right. Yeah, and I think that's what we do now. So if we're ready to start, let me just pull up the rulebook on this page here. Yeah, so we roll our key dice. So these key dice, these can exist in one of 3 places. When you first roll them, they go up here on your character board. You can move them from here into your skills, and I'll explain that a bit more later on. That doesn't cost an action, so they can exist in your skills. And then they can become exhausted, where they come off your board and they go here. So they are the 3 different places that those dice can be. Your skills require dice in them to work. They don't do anything unless there is a die in them. And essentially, the die will tick down at the end of each round. So at the end of each round, all of the dice tick down. And when it ticks down from a 1 to a 0, then it is removed. And it's
Just when they're in here, they tick
down. Only when they're in here do they tick down. Yes.
Okay.
There is a way that if you've got spirit, which I've got 1 spirit, you've got 1 spirit, you've got 1 spirit, don't think you've got any.
I have no spirit.
We can do something with that spirit to exhaust them early if we want to. But yeah, first round of the game, we roll those dice. Then what we're going to do is we are going to draw and apply the Oracle card. So it is green. Now what green means is that the enemies, if we just have a quick look at the enemy sheet again, you will notice that there is a green normal section and a red aggressive section. When it is the enemy's turn to activate, we use either green or red, depending on that Oracle card. So because the Oracle card was green, it means we're going to be using this, which is slightly less bad for us. Resurrection test, that's it. So if you die, you have to pass a resurrection test, and if you fail, you lose 1 stat point immediately. Right, so we're generating initiative. So we basically shuffle these cards, and we deal them out. And then because we've got that spiritual corruption, all of the Onryos move 1 space to the left. 6. Now, there are various abilities which the monsters might have that allow them to move around, and characters might have abilities that allow us to move around as well. But just before the initiative is finalised, 2 of the characters can swap around.
Who's that first? Me, is it?
It's you first,
Sorry.
then it's Akira, then it would be Tomo,
We are going to move.
then it would be Monk. Yeah, so they move first. That moves to there. But now we can swap 2 of the characters around if we want to. Now, the last time I remember, Tomo has an ability
Something, yeah.
that if it is active, we all get something.
Yes.
Extra dice, was it?
Well, Tomoe can do 3 things. Teamwork, other characters within a range of 2 who are attacking get a +1 on their attack. Divine Arrow, I just get an extra orange die when I'm using a bow. And Military Discipline, I get +1 range, but also I don't have to pay an action point for weapon changing, which is handy.
So there's some advantage to Tommy going first.
Yeah.
Where is he in the initiative?
There.
So you can swap with me.
We're happy to do
Okay.
that?
Yeah.
So that's something that you can do every time initiative is determined. You can do that. Right. Okay, so we've done that. But what we didn't do, we didn't do this. We should have done this before initiative. Yes, we should have applied the exploration. So what we have is we have these envelopes here, and they are deliberately sleeved like this. There's one for the village in red and one for the village in green. And straight after we've done the oracle card, so this should have been before initiative. Apologies for that. We should have resolved the green one because it's green. And what we do is we slide this out to the next one, and then it's something that happens. If we can't do that because they've all gone, that's when we advance the malice. The malice is bad. So a farmer, seeing that his village is being helped, throws an object to the characters. So we need to place interaction token H, which is over there, next to D. So it can go there,
Next to
or
means
it
there,
can go
or
there,
isn't
or
it?
it can go there,
So diagonal.
wherever we want it. So yeah, we can put it there. So there's a farmer who presumably lives in this house who's thrown something there.
It's thrown as a potato.
It's thrown as a potato. And that's it. And
It'll
then
come
we
in
do the
very handy.
initiative, and then we swap the initiative round, and then we activate in this order. So Pete, you're first. You gain 3 action points.
Remind me, when I use one of these, do I use the dice, or is that
You want to charge them all now?
Yeah. Did you want to put all of your
Yeah.
dice in your skills?
As soon as they start ticking down. If
Yeah.
you
So
actively
I'll
use
just
them.
talk about that now. If we have a look at my player board, you will notice that some of the skills have a little blue die with a number on it. That is the minimum value that you can put in there. So for my Abyssus Strike, I cannot put the 1 in there. That is not allowed. I'd have to put the 5 or the 6. Now, I did mention that at the end of each round, it's going to tick down. So if I was to put the 5 in there, then that skill is active, and I can do that. At the end of the round, it will tick down to 4. At the end of the round, it will tick down to 3. At the end of next round, it will tick down to 2. The dice is not removed, but the skill is inactive. The skill cannot be used if the die in there is lower than the value that's on there. So, Pete, you've chosen to put all of your 3 dice in. Again, you don't have to put all your dice in. You can keep them, but you've done that.
so? Characters, the other characters within range of 2 have a +1 to their attack,
+1 hit whenever we attack.
+1 hit.
Yes,
That's not +1 wound; it's +1.
it's
hit.
+1 hit. Yeah.
Okay. Right. I've got +1 range, and I got an orange die as well. So I've got 3 action.
You got 3
points.
action points. So the things that you can do on your turn, there is a list of actions that you can perform. One of them is to move. I'm just going to get the list of actions up on screen so I don't forget it. Yeah, you can move, which costs 1 action point, and you move 3 spaces plus your dexterity, which for you is 0, so it would be 3 spaces. Or you can exert yourself by spending an extra action point, and you move an additional 3. Or you can double exert and move an additional 3. Technically, you only get 1 move action, so it isn't 3 move actions. It's 1 move action, but you can exert yourself to move further. You can also do an attack, and there's 2 types of attacks now. You can do a slow attack or a strong attack. Strong attack use different dice on the cards, but normal attack uses 1, strong attack uses 2. You can interact with one of these if you are adjacent to it, which counts as diagonal, and that costs 1. Items, if they're permanent items, they're passive effects, they don't cost any action points to use, but otherwise items cost you 1 action point to use, and activating your kami is also an action point to use. There is another thing, which is the 2 action points, which allows you to withdraw your key dice. So, you got 3 actions. What do you want to do?
I can shoot as many times as I've got action points.
No, you can only attack once.
I
You
can
can
attack-
move once and
Ah.
attack once.
Right.
Anything else you can do as many times as you want.
Okay. So if I do a full-blooded attack
Yep.
with my bow, that will cost me 2 action points, and then with my remaining action points, I could
Have a cup of tea.
I could do that. Well, I've got a bottle of sake.
Yep.
Getting thematic. So I could give everybody else
Yes.
2 armor.
These kami abilities are 1 use only.
Oh, once, and then
Yeah.
it's gone.
And the lightning bolt means it is an action to use.
Right. So I can only do that once,
Yes.
and it's gone.
Today, yeah.
So probably better to save that maybe
I
until
think
later.
so. Yeah.
So the other thing I can do is move, which I might as well do. I need to be adjacent to one of these
To interact with it.
with it.
Oh, the other thing as well, which is new for the exploration phase, which wasn't in the adventure phase, you may save 1 action point from one round to the next.
Of course, yeah.
But, and I think Joel will remind us of this, the maximum number of actions that you can have at the start of your turn, I think, is 4. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joel, on that one.
Do remember a limit, yeah.
Because we did have a situation where this character saved 1, but then somehow gained 1 and would have had 5. But I think the maximum limit is 4. So yes, you can save. So you could just attack and then save 1 for next time if you didn't know where you wanted to move to.
Well,
So-
mind you, we want to interact with these.
And we want to be within 2 of you. So that was the whole point. You going first.
So
Yeah, we don't want you running off in the corner.
So if I disappear up over here,
That would
then
be
that's not
unhelpful.
very clever
No.
because you're not going to get the. Okay. So
Correct.
you're probably going to want to. Okay, if you go, yeah. Okay, well, you're going to. If I stay there,
That's good. Because
That
then
works.
we're within 2 of you.
but I don't want to go off investigating stuff. Right. Let's just start shooting things then. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. So I'm going to shoot that green one, and I'm going to do it with a strong
Yeah. Okay.
attack.
Let me just show people watching this card. So this is the card that Pete's using. It's not going to focus because I've turned off the autofocus. Let me just turn back on the autofocus. I turned it off because it was having a real difficulty focusing on there. So there we go. Is it going to focus? Yes. So this is Pete's card that he's using. You can see here he's got a range of 3, and these are the 2 different attacks. So if he does a slow attack or normal attack, it's 1 orange and 2 green. The strong attack is a green, a purple, and a red, so it's much better. It's not focusing, is it?
It was because you need to put your hand on it.
It was focusing. Down at the bottom is the yin yang effect. So when he rolls his dice, if he rolls a black and a white die together, he gets a special ability. Now, before you roll, remember there is now this focus die. So every single time in the game that you perform an attack, you may choose to roll the focus die. This is a very risky thing to do because there are 2 misses on this die. So there is a 1 in 3 chance that you will completely miss, and there is a 1 in 6 chance that the enemy will counter-attack you. So this is a quite risky die to use, but if you do roll good, it can be really, really strong. So,
Not against these creatures.
not against these
Because
creatures.
it gets rid of armor and they don't have.
They don't have armor, so yeah. Shane is asking, how many characters do you play if you play solo? In this game, you need to play all 4 characters. The entire narrative story is all about these 4 characters, so you do have to play all 4 characters if you're playing solo.
So I'm going to do a full strength attack.
Yep,
That's
so it's a
red
green,
one.
a purple, and a red, but because of your divine arrow,
I also get an orange.
you get an orange. And you're attacking this one.
Yeah.
Now, there is line of sight rules, but it's basically from the centre of there to the centre of there. Is it blocked by an obstacle or an enemy? It's not. So,
Right.
we're
One,
counting the number of lines. This is the same as in the adventure phase for anybody who watched that video.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And you have rolled a black dragon and a white dragon.
So it's at least one of each.
At least one of each.
Not an even number.
Correct.
So I can re-roll 1 die.
Yes. Now, same rules as last time, but I will just clarify it. Pete's yin yang ability is to re-roll 1 die, but he cannot re-roll the black dragon because the black dragon is what's giving the yin yang ability.
That's more like it.
So that's 6 hits.
Impressive.
The Henri, the Henrio.
No, I don't get +1 hits. No, you get a +1 hit. I
We
don't.
get +1 hit. Yeah.
I
What's
don't.
your military discipline? Oh, that's the one that gives you range.
Extra range, yeah. So and free weapon changing. So
Right.
that's
Okay.
just 6.
So it's 6 hits. It has no armor, but it has a defense of 3. So it's 3 damage on that one. So we got some blood drops over there, and that's the green one.
Twang splat.
So we put that there. We track the damage against the different coloured minis there, rather than putting counters next to there. You track them on there.
And then I'll save my.
Joel says needs to add Tomo's power score.
Oh, +1 for the.
Oh, cool. Yes, power. You get +1 power, so we need an extra damage. Yeah, power adds to every attack.
So yeah, okay, brilliant. So I'm a +2 to all my attacks.
Yeah,
That makes more sense.
forgot about
me being the main.
yeah. You obviously pulled the bow back with more strength.
Mm.
Right, so that's your first 2 action points spent. And are you going to save the third one?
I'm saving the third one.
Good idea. Right, it is now the Onryo, the green Onryo's turn. So what we do is we look at the Onryo sheet, and we roll a dice. So if somebody wants to roll a d6,
2.
2. So on a 1 to 2, it is doing this top effect. So I'm just going to have that here. So what we've got is we've got a series of steps. Let me just show you this on my board. So we have a series of steps. We're using the green section because the oracle card was green, and we roll a dice. If we got a 1 to 4, it would do this. If we got a 5 to 6, it would do this. We've got a 1 to 4, so it's doing this. This is a tiebreaker. So if there's any tiebreakers, it's going to go for the one with the least knowledge. So it's moving to be adjacent to somebody, and then it's doing evil flash. Its movement is 4. So we look at the board to see, can it move so that it is adjacent to somebody? Yes. It has multiple targets, so it goes for the one with the least knowledge.
It's the
Which is Arthur.
half-wit ninja.
Which is you, is there. So it basically moves to there.
Well, it'll save me moving.
And then it's doing evil flash. So we look at the top, and it says evil flash is an attack. If it deals damage, it's going to cause you to go blind.
But isn't that me?
No, that's you.
No, that's you. Yeah.
Right.
That's me.
Yeah, this is Akira.
Running robes container
That's okay.
blindfold.
That's okay because you're immune to blindness.
So
No,
it's,
I'm immune to blindness because I'm already blind.
he's immune to blindness as
Oh,
well.
right.
Because he's
His
got
armor.
fancy special armor.
Okay.
He's got basically got sunglasses.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So yeah, it's doing an evil flash. And if it deals damage, it's going to cause blindness, but you're immune to blindness because of your armor. So its attack is 2 orange, 1 green, 1 purple. Do you want to roll, Pete?
Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Sometimes they use the focus die, but only when it says.
Okay. And do they have yin yang as well? Or?
No. No yin yang on
And
there.
no
That's just
power?
rules.
No power.
No, it's just that. There's still 5 damage,
Okay, so
Now
I've got an
you've
armor
got-
value of 3.
3 armor,
So 2, I
so
suppose.
2 actual damage, and the armor wasn't dented at all. Right, that's them done.
How would you know if the armor was damaged?
There's certain things on here that will
Okay,
reduce the armor.
It'll say damage.
There's nothing on the dice that does that.
Okay.
Right, now, it's Akira.
Yes.
How many things am I holding up?
You want us to keep doing it. I'm going to do what a heroic blind samurai tank or running tank does, which is when
Go
I
shopping.
kill ghosts. So I'm going to do a move. spend
First
my-
action.
Yep, first action is to move.
Yep.
1, 2. Yep. Moving to there.
You could have just moved diagonally.
Oh,
Yeah, you can move diagonally.
Yep.
But you can't move diagonally across an obstacle. Something
Okay.
like that.
You
From what I
can have
remember.
allocated some of those.
Yeah.
You're going to
I
keep
don't
those for now.
I don't want to because most of them aren't going to have any effect, and I need to. The powerful one needs to spend 3 actions. So there's no point doing it if I'm not adjacent or I have 4
Right, yeah.
to do stuff with. I will then, the Onryo rears up, showing me its full terrifying visage, but I'm blind, so I don't care.
Whatever's. So you're attacking?
You're more
Yep.
worried about what it smells like.
Now, are you doing a full strong
I'm
attack?
doing a full strong attack, so I spend my 2.
Yep.
So my standard katana attack is 2 greens and a red. So my
2
yokai's pendant gives me an
greens.
additional purple.
This is the thing you got from defeating the ghost whale
The giant ghost
whale thing. So it's purple die, 2 an attack, once per round.
Yep. That's secondary attack once per round.
Nice.
Hmm.
And no focus die, I guess.
Technically, it wouldn't work if I then go into counter attack and do a second attack later because
Gotcha.
someone's attacked me.
Gotcha.
Oh, there we go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. Plus your power.
7, 8, 9.
Nine.
What's a yin yang?
You,
And it triggers
10.
yin yang.
10 from the teamwork.
Oh, yep.
10, yep.
So it does 7. Oh, one more. Frustratingly not. So I hit it for, which is a 10.
You hit it for
1,
10.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for my strength. 10 for
10
teamwork.
for the teamwork.
It
Minus
takes
its 3 defense is 7 damage.
Yep, so it takes.
So it takes 7 damage. It's on 1 health.
Did you have a yin yang that you could do?
You
Yeah,
did.
and my yin yang now gains me.
Gets an
Okay.
action.
I get an action point back,
Right.
which means I'll have 4 for next turn.
Okay.
And it takes all of them.
I mean, you could use that action now if you had anything that you wanted to do, but I don't
Nothing,
think there
yeah.
is.
Nothing works.
that's a seriously unhealthy ghost.
It is. You're all done. Next is Hattori, the ninja.
Give it your best ninja.
Right, so I get me 3 actions.
Carlos is asking, does the enemy make any reaction attack if you're trying to disengage? That is a common rule that I've seen in a lot of games. but I don't think it's in this one. I don't remember seeing anything about that. Joel will correct us if I'm wrong, but there's nothing that I remember reading about, like an attack of opportunity if you move away.
Zones of control. None of
No,
that.
nothing like that. So, what you going to do?
You can do at least 4
Well,
damage.
yeah.
4 hits.
I was wondering if my shurikens would do, but they're probably not damaging enough. I rolled 2 purple dice,
Yeah.
which seems unlikely to result in 4 damage.
I think the advantage of the shurikens is
Oh, I get an extra one from you anyway. Don't? Oh, it's not an attack, so I don't.
it's not an attack.
That's 1 damage. So whenever you roll +2, because you've got 1 strength and +1 for being around the samurai.
Well,
Maybe I should do a swift attack.
Joel will help us out. So first of all, Joel's confirmed there is no engagement or anything like that. Joel, the shurikens, it says, does not count as an attack. So I think what that means is
That does not apply.
you don't get the teamwork because that specifically is an attack. But I also think you don't get the power. So are the shurikens literally just 2 purple dice and no other modifiers? I think that's right. Yeah, said exactly. So
Okay.
it is just 2 purple dice. You want to use it against things
Yeah.
with.
So what I think
No
I'll do
defense
is
around.
I'll use my ninjato,
Mhm.
and I'll do a swift attack. This is the lesser attack
Okay,
because it's only 1 action. Yeah.
that's an orange, a green, and a purple.
And you're adding plus.
You're adding
1 from that.
+1 power.
Yeah.
Is a person. Yeah,
So that's 3.
4,
5.
5.
Because
I've
minus
got
3,
two,
which is enough.
Yeah.
So the Onryo has been defeated, and as we remember from last time, every time you defeat an enemy,
Get ahead.
you get a head.
Yeah.
There you go. Have a head.
Thank you.
The heads I don't think are going to be useful in this thing, but when we continue the campaign and you go to the next scenario, you can then sell the heads for money.
Okay, so I could then move after
Start
3.
exploring.
So I think I'm tempted.
Do you want the potato?
Well, yeah. Let's
It's
find
a
out.
King Edward.
That's not a bad idea. Let's find out. what
Probably
this-
not a King
Sorry, guy is. So that move is an action, and
You
interaction,
move through people? Or
I-
Yes, you can move
around?
through friends.
Oh,
and I assume interacting. is an action.
Interacting is an action. So you're interacting with H.
Yeah.
So,
Let's have a look at the potato.
as well as the narrative up front, there is a lot of narrative within the adventure itself, and that's what we're going to read now. So if you go H, we read section 7. Section 7 says, you approach to pick up the object that was thrown from the house. You draw a random market card.
Oh,
It could be a potato. There you go.
Oh, so let's stick of dynamite.
What have you found?
I found Hachiman's statuette.
Oh, that's true, because your sort of deity thing is... Oh, that's a good one, I think, isn't it?
It basically has a red dice to 1 attack per round, permanent.
Oh, very nice.
So it's a passive thing, is it?
Yeah.
But you have to have 3 knowledge to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Oops.
spot.
Top left corner.
No.
So it's no use to me.
So
No,
it's,
you
it's,
keep
like,
it, you're like, what's this statue? I don't know what this is.
Has any of us got 3 knowledge?
oh,
No.
no, none of us are smart enough to use that. It was like,
Bundle.
But at some point, maybe later in the campaign,
So I guess you probably take H off at this point.
somebody might have... Yeah, H comes off. That is done.
yeah, so
And on the floor and never...
Hattori has been thrown a sacred artifact of unimaginable power with the farmer saying, this will help him. He's gone, you're right, it will. Bludgeon, bludgeon, bludgeon.
Well, that was my
What do I do with this? Right, next is the blue Onryo. So we roll a d6 to see what it does.
3.
Destroying Arthur's board. It's the same thing. So he's going to move to be adjacent.
You're nearest. You're also the stupidest.
Yeah, so it doesn't... So the tiebreaker...
I can see
Unlike
what
other games, the enemies don't automatically go for the closest, and then there is a tiebreaker beyond that. Tiebreaker is the main thing.
Oh, right.
So for example, Arthur's the closest, but let's say he wasn't the closest, he was over here, it would still go for him. Okay, Joel, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the tiebreaker is the main tiebreaker that they use.
So it starts off looking to see if there's somebody that it can move. to
Somebody
be adjacent
within
to.
range, the one with the least knowledge.
And how far does it move?
Up to 4.
So it could reach most of the group.
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
So what we're saying is if this character had the least knowledge, it would go for that one,
It
even
could.
though there's somebody else.
Well, it
closer.
could get to there.
Yeah, so it could actually go for
1, 2,
anybody.
3, 4.
As it turns out, the player with the least knowledge is the closest
Closest.
one. And then it attacks. Rob, do you want to roll this time? 2 orange, a green, and a purple.
Yep. You're just getting
Four,
homing in.
four blanks will be
The
fine.
ghost girls are
I've got
homing
my
in.
Saki, I'm not worried.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's another 2.
Okay, down to 8.
Splat.
And it would have caused blindness if you didn't have your shade armor on.
You've been very lucky with the whole. They keep trying to suck your science.
It's not lucky I'm wearing my armour.
It's skill.
I'm always wearing my armour.
Right, that's them done. So my go. I gained 3 action points. Now, I've got some healing. I can do some healing. Remove all of your adverse states and those of one adjacent ally, and you both recover health according to the die that's activated.
Sounds useful.
Well, have you got 2 different dies on your health track?
That shouldn't be there. Well spotted.
So red cube's not die, but yeah.
What's Cammy's assistance? Increase of your reserve area by 1 point. I'm not sure how that works. That's a new one. You also might notice that these skills have keywords on. Now, they were relevant in the previous phase. They may be relevant here. So I'm a mystic, a leader, and is that the right one, or did I have that one? See, when you level up, you can actually choose which one you want. I'm actually going to have that one. We'll say that's the one I've got. So yeah, so I'm a mystic and I'm a leader, and those keywords might come in later on. So do I want to activate any of these? Well, I do. I want to activate Abyssu's Strike because it has the ability that I can re-roll 1 die, which is pretty awesome. And I'm going to put the 6 in there, so it lasts for quite a while. Right. So where am I? I'm all the way over here. My movement is 4. So that's okay. I've got my axe. So I'm going to spend 1 action to move. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I am going to use... Does that cost an action to use? It doesn't, does it? So every time I attack, I can re-roll 1 die. So I'm going to use 2 actions to do a strong attack. And it's going to be an orange, a red and a green. Am I still within 2 of you? I am. That's the wrong one. And I'm going to roll the focus die, I think. No.
Why?
Well, because if I get the critical, it bypasses the defense. No, you're right.
What does armor it bypass?
It bypasses everything.
Okay.
Yeah. But you're right. A lot of this is all about reducing armor, and I'm not. It's because I get the opportunity to re-roll. And
I just not that one you said because you can't.
No, I can re-roll
Even
that
you can
one.
re-roll that one.
I can re-roll that one. But no, I'm just going to keep these 3.
I think yes, even with it, I don't think you're going to kill it in 1 hit. So
No.
Let's wear it down first.
So that's the one I'm going to re-roll.
Funny that.
You're certainly not going to kill it with 1 hit.
You've not got a yin yang.
I'm going to go up to him and give him a little tickle with my axe. So it's 3 hits. I didn't even get my yin yang. 4 minus 3. I do 1 damage.
Nice one, big spender.
Get in. That's it.
But the important thing is you took part.
I took part.
Very proud of you.
Right. All dice that are in skills now tick down. If they're not in a skill, they don't tick down. We haven't yet seen how we cycle these dice out, but as long as us 3 remember how it works with Spirit.
Well, I think you can take them all off with
No, with 2 actions you can take them all off. Each point of Spirit allows you to move 1 of your dice from here out.
Okay.
I think that's right, or is it ticking down a
What
dice?
did you want to?
I don't think it's ticking down.
Oh, was it when
Because then once you bring them out, you then re-roll them. And you
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
once all 3 are exhausted, they come out. What Carlos is saying, why does he get the 4th hit? Is because Tomo has a teamwork skill. So if we are within 2 spaces of Tomo, if we're within range 2, we get an extra hit. So it's 1, 2, 3, plus the 1 for the teamwork.
Because it's these 2 characters.
Yes, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to write that. So when these are all gone, they come back.
They come back
They're all
immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And yet, those of us with Spirit, every point of Spirit we have, we can exhaust 1 of our dice from here to the exhausted area, just on our turn. It doesn't cost an action. We can just do it. Right, that is the end of the round. So we go to the next round. We've ticked down the dice. We draw an oracle card. It's green again.
Yes.
So we advance the next bit of story here. A noise comes from House D. Then a window opens and a female-looking figure shoots with a bow. The closest enemy to House D.
Wonder who the target is this time.
Oh, There we go.
Oh, enemy. Okay.
The villagers are backing us up.
Right, 2 orange dice as hits.
2.
So that's no damage.
The important thing is they were trying.
They were trying. Right, okay. So that's that done.
So
It's
the
always
village
nice to know the
is not
villagers
as
are on your
deserted
side.
as it appears
Take
to
the
be.
green one out.
Well, they're
Oh, yeah.
hiding.
Good point. Green one's gone.
It was very hard to kill that ghost. We knew.
Now that thing that happened last round, where they all moved one to the left, that was only
Yes.
for the first.
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Dog pile.
Do we want to swap 2 of the characters?
We just go there and start beating the ghost back into re-death.
So are we still benefiting from Tommy's?
We are.
Yes,
So
one?
I'm suggesting we swap that one with that one.
Yeah.
And we have you going last, so that we all benefit from your ability, and then you can
Yeah.
disappear
Go
off.
Move and
If that's all
do
right.
stuff.
So it's me first up.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I get 3 actions.
Yep. Give me your best ninja.
Bosh.
Give me a good ninja.
I shall do a slow attack, a high strength attack, spending 2 actions. That gives me
One of every dice.
an orange,
Orange, green, purple, red.
purple, red. I could use that, but I won't.
Ooh,
And I'm going to
You're going to activate one of your
allocate
skills.
this.
So what does that do?
It causes blindness, basically.
Okay, so if it deals damage,
Yeah, so I'm fed up taking damage.
it causes them to become blind.
See how they like it.
Ooh, you don't have the yin yang.
What's that?
That is the Japanese symbol for 4.
4, 5, 6, 7,
8,
8. This 3 is 5.
5 damage.
5 damage.
Which means they're blind.
And it's blinded, yes.
So what we do is we put this blindness counter on it, and when it's its turn, when it goes to attack, there is a 50-50 chance that it just misses. For that activation, blindness only lasts for 1 activation.
That was your 2.
Oh, sorry, that was
Invisible
2
washi,
actions.
or-
I've got an action left. I might drink me sake.
Could do. What did you do? Just restore 2 health.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Anything else useful I could do? Maybe not. Yeah, I'll drink my sake. Oh no, I could keep it.
You can keep the action. Yeah. This is the current state of the board.
No, I'll drink sake. So that gets used up. I get 2
So
points.
1 action point, and that is a consumable item, so it's
Yeah.
gone.
Anybody want a statuette? I've got a statuette.
We don't know what he does either.
That's me
I'm
done.
almost clever enough.
Right, it's me.
I need to take an evening class, then I can use it.
So I get 3 action points. Shall we try again? Yeah, we're going to try again. I'm going to use 2 action points to give it a really, really strong hit. Much stronger than the last time. I'm at this +1 for your teamwork. Sure. Okay, that much better. And we have a yin yang. So for me, yin yang is +1 hit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
There's 3.
4 damage.
Yeah, I've got strength, power,
I have no power.
powerless.
So 4 damage.
4 damage.
Still standing.
Not by much.
2 more hits and it's over.
So on the assumption
That somebody else is going to
that
finish.
somebody else is going to finish it off and probably might want to... No, I'll save the 1.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's me done.
Okay.
Mr. Akira, sir.
Yep. So I
Akira-san.
1, 2, 3.
Or remember, you could just go through.
Yeah.
But either way, you end up there.
So that's my. So I have 4 actions this turn because I have 1 saved over.
Okay.
So 1 to do the move. 2 to introduce my katana to the ghost's face. Again,
Katana meet Ghost. Ghost meet Katana.
purple, 2 greens, and a
So
red.
you only need to do 2 damage.
Or 5. Yeah.
If I can do at least 3, I get a bonus action again. So that's oh dear. 1. I think there's enough anyway. 1, 2, 3,
4, 5,
4,
6.
5, 6. That's enough to kill it, and that's enough to get me a bonus action back from my katana.
Okay.
Only just, but still
So
dead.
it was blind, now dead.
Yep. Then because I've got 2 actions left, I'll spend 1 to encounter D.
Right, D. You're going to interact with D, which is Nobody responds from the house. Do not remove this interaction point. So we know there's somebody in there,
but they're not answering.
but they're not answering.
They're only
We
throwing
have
statues.
managed to hit
They're
the
throwing-
dice, so
throwing
we can start
statues.
checking the rest of the houses.
Right.
Nice work, team.
You're done. Next is Tomoe.
Okay, well, there's no point knocking on that window again.
No.
So-
I mean, you could, and I'd read the same bit of text again.
Okay, should I do that? No,
And we
no.
might be here for a while.
Let's go. I get 3 action
Three
points.
action points.
So can I have another action point, please?
Another action point.
Thank you. So I get 3,
Can I have
which means I've now got 4.
Everyone should have potentially 4 in there.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm only going to use 3 because I'm going to use an action. I'm not going to exert, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, or 3 actually to there.
Yeah.
And go knock on that.
Interact with C.
Yeah.
Which is
That costs me an action.
reading section 3. You carefully peek into the house. Suddenly, a shriek sounds from inside and a shadow rushes at you.
Ooh.
We need to place 1 Jinkiniki adjacent to the active character. So this is a new type of enemy that we've not had yet. This is a Jinkiniki. Yeah. If you can grab one with a yellow base.
I've got the others.
There you go. Jinkiniki with a yellow base. Add the Jinkiniki's AI to one side of the board, and the initiative card next to the active character. Right, so Jinkinikis, they have 6 health, they move 4, they've got a range of 1, they've got 1 defense, 0 armor. They attack with
Sorry, don't ignore me. Ignore me.
they attack with an orange, a green, and a purple. They have a frightening attack that causes characters to lose action points. They have a rotting bite, which can cause bleeding, and they have bloodlust. If it deals damage, they heal. So this is going to activate straight after you.
Well, I've
It's
still
still
got 2 action points
You do?
left, so I can now fight.
Yep.
And
Big styly.
I'm a samurai, so fighting is kind of what I do. So I'm going to use my free.
Oh, because you can switch
What?
your weapons with no cost in action points.
Yeah, and do a strong attack, which is 2 oranges, a green, and a kind of a green and a red, please.
That's the red.
Oh, but I don't get the extra orange die for using
Because it's
my
not
bow.
your bow.
No. So, but I need what do I need? I need a green. Yeah. But if I get a yin and a yang, I
causes
make him
bleeding.
bleed, which is good. Okay, which I do. So
I don't think you need it.
4, 5, 6, 7,
Already dead.
8.
Speared clean through.
Nice.
Then he had a defensive
Defensive
one, no
1
armor.
and 6 health.
So
So it pops up.
chops him in
Gone.
half.
There you go. We'll take that off.
Oh, and I need a head.
Yeah, and who killed the other one?
Well, that was me. I finished them off. I get a
There
head
you go.
too.
Have a head.
Okay.
Finished.
Yeah.
End of the round.
Did the
Didn't-
C
I didn't
marker
flip that
disappear or
over.
did the C marker stay?
I think the C marker should have been removed. Yes, C marker should have been removed.
Yeah. It's unlikely any civilians are still alive in that house when there's a giant flesh
Right,
generating
next
demon
round.
there.
It is red, so we read the first on the red village card.
Actually, our advantage because it stops the green running down quite so fast.
The Onryos let out a dreadful scream in unison. Now I know there's none left here, but there are others around,
Yep.
causing terror to spread through the entire village. All characters have to make a spirit test. If of 3, if we fail, we get 1 action point less this turn. So a spirit test is an attribute test. You roll a d6, you add on your current spirit, and you need to get 3. So I got 3, so I'm all right.
I got 3. Me
three.
one spirit.
5.
No.
No.
Failed.
So you gain 1 action point less,
Oh, I'm scared of
fewer this
the
turn.
things we just killed. I'm
Yeah.
scared of them.
Okay.
I
I
am
think your
afraid of
phone's going.
Oh.
Is it yours? Right. We've done that. Initiative. No more enemies. Yet.
At the moment.
Right, that is the order. If we want to switch them, we can. Oh, we forgot to take down dice. Take down dice at the end of the round. I'll do yours, Pete.
Yeah.
Your teamwork wasn't actually active. We cheated.
What do you mean it wasn't active?
It wasn't active. Because it would have been a 2, and it needs...
No.
Oh, no, sorry, that's level.
No.
Ignore me.
No,
Sorry, ignore who?
Ignore me. Right. So, do we want to swap any two characters? Are we?
Don't think we
Can't
need
see
to
any
at this point.
reason to, unless you're going to heal someone.
I'd need to be next to them to do that.
Yeah.
But it heals me and somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm not wounded at the moment.
So which one's you?
The one with the hat.
Oh, okay, so we can wait till you're wounded. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
So I can't see any reason to swap.
Okay. Do you want to go first then?
Yes.
So you gain 3 action points.
3 action points. At least one of which I use moving. So right, I want to get to here. So 1, 2, 3. I can do that with an action point.
So 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And you're going to interact with A,
With an action
which
point.
is section 1. You ask an old woman about how you can get to the ancient fortress. You'll have to take the road that runs northwest through the rice field to the outskirts of the village near the river mill. There you will see the huge collapsed gate leading to the fortress courtyard. And, well, there was another way, an ancient secret passage located at the bottom of the large crypt of the cemetery. But going there at night is madness. Those creatures that smell blood have already killed many of our neighbours. So we need to place interaction point F, which is the rice field, on red.
Yep.
And interaction token G, which is the cemetery, on green. So it looks like there's 2 different ways to get to the fortress. Now, the last time we played, we went via the cemetery. I suggest that this time we go to the rice fields because then it's new. We don't know what's there. It'll be a surprise for us.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay.
So I've still got an action point left.
Does A disappear now?
I think A will disappear. Yes.
But I think I'll save my action point.
Okay. Akira.
Okay. I think I just want to see, because we're about to move on, I want to see what's in house B just in case it's
Sure.
useful. So I get my 4 action points.
Yep.
I'll spend 2 to move 6.
6.
7 actually, because I have
3.
+1 movement. Gets me there.
Oh yeah,
is that
yeah.
8?
10 goes by the cape. No, it's just +1.
+1.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll spend 1 to interact with house B.
Interact with B, which is section 2. You hear a cry coming from inside the house. Peeking out the door, you see a little girl curled up in a ball in the corner of the room. My mother went to the cemetery and hasn't come back, she says between sobs. If you can find her, can you give her this doll so she knows I want her back? So we need to place interaction point G there, which we've done.
Yep.
The character will carry the girl's doll. So you take that.
Oh, too bad. Going to
Too
the right
bad
bit.
we've already decided to go to the rice fields.
Oh,
It
we'll
will
get
not-
there afterwards.
Yeah.
It will not take up a space in the inventory because it's considered a special item. But yes, if we went through the cemetery, you're looking for her mother. Probably dead.
If she's lucky.
Yeah.
So how many girls' dolls have you got there?
He's collecting them. Right, so me. I'm going to gain... I saved 1 action
I'll
point.
save my last action point again.
So I gain 3. I use 1 of them to move 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can move 4, but I'll just move 3. And then I'm going to interact with F, which is read section 5. Right, section 5 says, you can only interact with this point if there are no enemies left in play.
Yep.
So, if you choose to continue through the rice field, read on, but there will be no turning back. Is that okay?
Yep.
Yep.
You leave the village behind and plunge into darkness on your way to the fortress. After several hours of walking, the night seems to come to an end when you finally catch sight of the rice fields in the distance that the old woman told you about. Okay, so actually, unlike when we went to the cemetery, where it adds on to this map and we carry on playing, we actually remove all of this.
Right.
So
okay.
we've left this zone completely, which is interesting because now I don't get to explain. Because what normally happens if you expand off this map, these stay in play. And as long as there is a figure on the old zone, even an enemy, these events will still activate.
Okay.
So that really encourages you to clear an area because otherwise they'll still be activated.
Because the crypt was a continuation of
It
this area,
was.
wasn't it? It was just steps down from this corner.
Yeah, whereas this is not. We remove the village tile. The village is gone. And now we follow the instruction to prepare zone 2, which is the rice field. Unfortunately, the danger had not been left behind, as the scene before them was even more terrifying. Surprised, the 4 watched in horror what was happening before their eyes, in a rice field where a real hunt was taking place. Fortunately, the prey were the defenceless peasants who were trying unsuccessfully to save their lives as they faced a whole legion of Kappas, fiercely led by none other than a new, whatever one of those is, but enemies we've not seen before. Said beast was a monstrous creature, a strange cross between an ape and a feline, with an intimidating tail that appeared to be a snake. Once again, the group's worth would be tested in an unimaginable way by enemies that far surpassed them. Okay, so we have... That is the setup. So, rice fields. Okay, so... Yeah. Here. Okay, so we need that big thing.
Oh, that big thing.
That big thing.
Is it the only? Or oh no, it's
That's the new.
It's the roaring.
It's a new.
Yeah,
That's him.
That's it. Oh yeah, tail like a snail.
Tail like a snail.
They're a snake. I just like things that rhyme. Okay, so we need these Kappas. Yeah.
How many?
4.
Ooh.
I've got a green and a yellow base here if you need them.
Okay.
You got any enemies?
Number
okay.
4, please. There we are. Right, there we go.
Oh, we've got 4. So we need blue, purple, orange, and green.
So things with shells, eh?
Things with shells look like frogmen with shells.
And you want blue, green.
Orange and green.
Blue, green, orange, and purple.
Sorry, purple. Yeah.
Those 4. Yeah, that's right. Not the red one.
Okay, so let's have a look. I mean, maybe this all gets reset. Joel, do we reset all of the initiative because we've gone to a new area?
2 of us haven't had a go yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
We need an initiative thing for the
Yes.
creature with the snake tails.
Yeah, wherever that is.
I think it should be in here.
Should be in there because they should all.
So this is the Kappa.
Right.
It's got 3 health, 3 movement, range of 1, 2 defense, no armor.
Shell on its back.
It does have hard shell.
Oh.
So I did forget, but that shuriken symbol,
Yes, that's it.
that's it, is a permanent. I think that's a permanent ability. So it's actually got 1 extra defense against slow attacks. So the slow attacks or the weak attacks, whatever they are, it's got +1 against that.
Slow or the heavy, which
The left hand one,
okay,
one with the cloud.
the light attacks.
The light attack, yeah. Light and strong, yeah. So that's the Kappa. Then
all gets reset.
it all gets reset. So, okay, right. Then this is the big. This is called a servant. You've got 3 levels of boss, 3 levels of enemies. You've got the minions, the servants, and then you've got the actual boss. I can't remember what the boss is called. It's essentially the same thing, but it's just more powerful. This is huge, so it's not affected by dangerous terrain or obstacles. It's a servant, which means it will advance 3 spaces on the initiative, and it's immune to all negative states. It rolls a lot of dice in attack. It's got 3 defense, so these things don't have armor here. It's got 19 health, movement of 5, and it does. I think these are all going to change to purple because what it does is not dependent on the oracle card, unlike the previous
Now,
ones.
if I'd had a turn, I was going to use my spirit, which I can do once per turn, to get rid of one of these dice. But have I lost that opportunity because I've lost my turn?
I think so. It looks like it. It's saying it all gets reset. Right, we need men with hats. Do we have some tokens of farmers with hats? They're in there. Hey, could you get those out? We need 5 of those.
Don't tell me we've got to keep them alive.
And we need the resistance tokens, which are the ones with the little bonsai trees. The numbers on. Closest to you, Rob.
Oh yeah, there we are.
One.
Okay, so each one of those is going to have
No double side.
2 resistance tokens next to it, but you can probably just use 1 with the number 2 on it.
Yep.
That's it. Right, so we need 1 here. We need 1 here. We need 1 here in the middle of the house. We need 1 there. And we need 1 there. Maybe put that on. And we also need another 2 resistance points. Oh, it's there. Okay, so I think it's on the line between them. I'm not sure. Maybe when I read the flavour, it will make sense. Yeah, so it's there, on that wall there.
That's going to be a door that needs to be bashed in.
So preparation, rice field. Enemies, the Kappa and the new. Objective is to save as many civilians as possible and to defeat the new. When the new is defeated, the remaining Kappa will flee. Effect of the Malice track will be mentioned later. Preparations. 2 resistance points on the Mills Gate. That must be that.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure what these are, but we'll find out.
I imagine they're hit points.
Yeah, or are they like fences or something?
Let's have a look. So place the Kappa and the news cards next to the board. Insert the 2 event cards. Green and red. Ah, yeah, so we're not in the village anymore. So we get rid of the village and we want the rice field.
Which is obviously a far more dangerous place.
Well, it is now with these things.
What's wrong with Kappa and a new?
The other thing that I did want to mention at the start, and I've completely forgotten, is don't worry about spoilers, because what we're playing today is a special scenario that has been written just for this demo. So what you're seeing here is not included with the game itself. If the adventure phase 4 or more missions were completed, right, so we're going to add to the Oracle deck. It's supposed to be another 3 green and another 2 red. Unfortunately, I'm missing some cards, so I'm just going to add 2 of each. The Oracle deck has got bigger.
We're not shuffling the original ones.
No.
Okay.
No. So we add them to the remaining deck. Place miniatures of the characters in the indicated zone. 4 Kappa and the new. 5 civilians tokens with 2 resistance points each. Oh yeah, so those resistance points are on the civilians. It's just that one's on the gate. Right, remember, fresh blood. The Kappa will always prioritise the civilians as target in case of a draw.
Okay.
So that's their objective. The Kappa are going for them rather than us.
I fully suspect they'll go for me, actually. Based on previous experience.
Each attack will remove 1 resistance point. So when they attack it, we don't roll any dice or anything like that. It just removes 1. The mill door is closed. If there are no civilians outside the mill, then the new priority target will be the mill door and the villager hiding inside. And then we have conclusions, consequences. Right. So I'm not sure when we read the next bit, but the conclusion says with the fight finally over. So I think once we've beaten the big monster, then I read conclusion 1. Yeah. So there's no story elements in this.
Just a fight.
It's just the fight. And then when it's over, we read conclusion 1. And then depending on how many civilians survive, depends on what we get. Okay. You remove 1 every time they are hit. If they no longer have resistance tokens, remove the villager. Oh, right. Okay, so the first hit removes a resistance. Second one removes another resistance. And then the third one removes the civilian.
So that's
Each
not
civilian-
hit points.
Is that what you said?
It's effectively...
He's got 3 hit points.
He's got 3 hit points.
So the third hit kills a villager.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Plenty of time.
So we're revealing this. And the servant moves 3 spaces forward. Servants always move 3 spaces forward.
Now, should I have ticked down my dice? Well, I missed a turn, so I don't.
Well,
It's a good question.
it's a bit unclear to me whether we're actually resetting the dice completely, given there's been time elapsed.
Yeah. So Joel, just to clarify, we didn't actually do an end of round because in the middle of the round something happened. We interrupted and we moved to this. Is that right? That we now just carry on as we were, and we don't do the end of round stuff? Because it feels a little unfair if you have to do end of round stuff having not done a thing. Yeah. That will be one thing that I'll make sure that they add to the rules, is what happens in the case where you were in the middle of a round. And Joel will tell us.
The round ended, so the dice are decreased.
Oh, so the round did end. Right, okay.
So we have to decrease the dice.
So we have to decrease the dice by 1.
but I missed the opportunity
You did.
to use my spirit to take a die off there.
You did.
Will do.
Right. So,
Well, knowing that in the future, we just say don't trigger the end. We're going to move on.
yeah,
Let the last player be the one
Yeah.
to trigger it.
we've not done a thing, have we? So we shouldn't have done the initiative yet, because we should have done an oracle card. Oracle card is green. So Rice Field. One of the survivors plucks up the courage and attacks with a knife from his belt. All peasants attack an adjacent enemy. Well, it's not just one of the survivors, it's all of the survivors.
Well done, peasants.
Okay, so all peasants attack an adjacent enemy.
That's 3 of them, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
How do they do
2
that?
green, and it's hits. And they've only got 2 defense.
So 5 kills them.
So that one on that one.
These light attacks because
They're not light attacks or strong attacks.
Yeah, peasant.
So yeah,
So it's 2 hits on blue
which does
bounce.
nothing.
because they've got
At least
we got 2 defense.
Okay.
defense.
this one on green
Bounce.
bounced, that one on orange.
Spread the hits. Spread the love.
4.
Oh, 4.
Yeah, she gets a
It's a
good
check.
hit.
So orange has taken 2 damage.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
we track that by putting it there. Okay, so 2 of them did nothing, but 1 of them. Remember that villagers can endure 2 hits, not 3. Oh, okay, right. So Joel's clarified it's actually that's their hit points.
Yeah, I thought that's what he was saying.
The
Right, okay.
second hit kills them.
Second hit kills them. Thank you for clarifying that. Right. So
Big bad.
the big bad.
1 second.
Go on. Oh, we can swap 2
Yeah,
characters,
and I have an ability that lets me move 1 step forward, so we could,
but only if you've got a dice in it.
which I'm
But that's at the start of the round. So you'd have to put a dice in it now.
Yep.
And then at the start of next round, you can use it.
except it wouldn't because it would run out for it.
When you put a 4 in it. Don't put a 1 in it because a 1 won't do anything.
Okay.
But you put a 4 in it, it'll tick down to a 3, and then you can use it next round. So that is a start of round ability.
Okay. In that case, yeah, carry on.
Do we want to swap any 2 characters over, or are we happy with that?
Right, I'm no longer giving teamwork bonuses this turn.
So
Oh, well, that
that's
should come back
who
next
does,
turn.
who does the new target?
Hmm?
Who will the new target?
Well, depends. Depends what die we roll. Could go for anybody.
So we roll for him then, do we?
well, assuming we're not doing anything about the
Yeah.
initiative.
Do we want to swap
Oh, do we want to swap?
any characters around?
I can't see an argument.
I'm
happy to be
with-
persuaded.
I'm happy with staying at the end.
Leave it as it is.
Because if I get hit before it's my turn, then I can go and heal somebody and somebody else.
Okay.
So we roll the dice, see what the
Nui.
Nui is doing.
Out with the old
In with the Nui.
5.
Dark Cloud, so the tiebreaker is the least armor. And we do these in order. So first of all, we do number 1. If we can't do 1, we go to 2. If we can't do 2, we go to 3. So number 1 is, if health is 10 or less, it's not, then it would gain 5 armor for this round. If no damage is received this round, it regains 5 health. So if it was damaged, it would gain armor this round.
To heal.
It's currently undamaged, right?
So it
And
kind of goes into a defensive
Yeah.
shell.
But this round, if it doesn't receive any damage, it's going to regain 5 health. Well, it's not damaged.
Or is that all part of the same thing? It's if it has 10 or less, yeah, it's got more than 10 hit points, so nothing happens to step 1. It doesn't begin the dark cloud.
Yeah.
So it's even if we hit it, it won't heal now because when we do the test,
Okay. So
It's got-
I think we're missing 1. We're skipping 1.
it's skipping 1 because it hasn't got the trigger to
Yeah.
trigger step 1.
So it moves to be adjacent and attacks.
Okay.
And its target is the one with the least armor.
Yeah, I got 4.
3.
3.
4.
So between us 2.
Well, it's already next to me.
You've yeah.
Oh, in fact, it's already next to both of us.
Yeah.
So I think at this point we choose. But I'm happy for it to hit me.
Yeah. You've
'Cause
got,
then I can heal.
You've got 9 hit points left. We
I've
have
got
9 hit points.
10 hit points left.
Yeah, I got 11, but I can heal.
Okay.
So somebody wants to roll. It's 2 orange, 2 green, 2 purple,
Ouch.
and snake's tail. So if it deals damage, it's going to poison me.
Oh.
Yeah, it makes sense because it's got a snail's tail.
Those old venomous snails.
Okay, ready?
Actually, some snails are venomous.
Yeah, that one.
I'm gonna have nightmares now about poisonous snails.
Poison has very, two very different things.
Okay.
I've changed my mind. I don't want to be attacked.
You were lucky. You were
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. Wow.
Does it have a yin yang thing?
Minus my 3 armor.
Does it have any special effects
No.
or yings and yangs?
Well, yeah, I'm poisoned.
Oh,
So what
Oh, yeah.
poison means? Where's the
It's
poison
damage per
counter? So
round,
yes,
isn't
the bright green
he
things.
got poisoned by the snail.
Yeah. I'm gonna put that
I
there.
think
So I
it's a
take 1 damage at the start of my activation.
Ugh.
Can't remember, but yeah. One
But,
damage.
but I can heal it.
Good idea.
Ouch.
You should do that.
I think the word is.
I think we need to take this thing down as rapidly as possible.
Moves towards the enemy.
How many hit points has it got?
It only does that.
It's got 19
if it
hit
can't
points,
do
but how much
effect.
armour is it?
No armour, but 3 defense.
3
But
defense.
if we focus
Same
on attacks
thing,
on that,
Poison is -1 to rolls. It's bleeding. That's 1 health. That's it. So -1 to my attacks. I deal 1 fewer hit in combat,
Per token or
and also all of my stats I think are down by 1.
nice?
per token.
Ooh, ouch. Ouch. But you can heal it.
I can heal it.
Okay.
Well, that was the
That's that done.
whatever it's called.
Right, have you sorted it out?
So,
I don't know how you pronounce it. If anybody knows how you pronounce it, is it just new
Nui.
or
Nui.
Nui?
Nue. I think
Nue.
probably Nue.
Is
It's French.
Is it not Nili?
Nue.
It's definitely NUE.
Oh, it's a U, is it?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
U.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Come on, Tom.
Right, I'm going to use my Naginata to give it a poke. Now I've got a range of 2 with a Naginata, so I can. So
Oh, you
don't,
don't.
so
Yeah,
don't,
yeah.
don't,
Because it's a long way.
don't move.
I'll do it.
This savage blade comes whistling
Straight,
past your
straight
ear.
over the head. So what do you need?
So I get 3 action points. I'm going to use 2 of them to do a strong attack. 2 oranges, a green, and a red. Ooh.
It's so dangerous. The focus die.
I'm not gonna
No.
do that. It's got no armor. So. Okay, so let's go. Now what do I do to it? Not a lot.
Very little.
Oh dear.
Okay. Right. As you were. I don't even get a yin yang.
No.
I don't even make it bleed.
Wow.
Is it?
I don't even get a reroll.
No.
Okay.
That's pretty awful.
Moving on.
Moving on. The nude range is 1, so it can't counter attack. Right. Okay, that's a very good point. The counter attack, it can't counter attack because it only has a range of 1. So if you attack it from range 2,
Ah.
if you roll the counter attack, it can't counter
That's
attack.
interesting.
Yeah.
Now, I've got 1 action point left. Does it make sense for me to hang on to it or to go charging off and doing things to
distract some
Kappas?
Well, the thing is, they are always going to focus on the
Villagers.
villagers.
We've got to take this thing down because these will run off when this thing's killed. So I think we've got to take this thing down as rapidly as
The
possible.
thing is, if we just focus everything on this, all these villagers might be dead before we kill it.
How many hit points have the Kappas got?
You need
3.
Not very
3
many.
with 2 defense.
Oh,
So
right.
hit of 5 or more kills a
So-
Kappa instantly.
Yeah.
Oh, and how much defense they got? 2.
Well,
2.
yeah, so.
So a hit of
I just
5.
wonder if my shurikens will do. Well, I think they'll do enough.
Well, that one's only got
I
1.
think I'm gonna
3
use-
damage
I'm
kills
gonna-
that one.
let's
So
go
you should, so
1,
you could shoot
2.
that one.
3. Let's move there.
No, that's shuriken range, but I can arrange to be in range.
Although, if I'm there, I'm not giving a +2 if I
But
get
you're
to
not
You weren't
anyway.
given a +2.
Well, I might be next turn.
Your teamwork is currently turned off.
Yeah, but next time we can rearrange the initiative order.
Okay.
To,
Well, I'm going to move to there. I think that makes sense to do, and then I can have a go at these.
Mhm.
Okay. So that's my 3 action points. That's my turn done.
I'm actually quite excited about looking forward to painting these when I get the final version of the game because these will look fantastic when they're painted.
so after Archer, it is.
Kira.
Blind Ronin.
Yep. What does poison do to the enemies?
Makes them attack for 1 less.
They're weaker when they attack.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm going to go.
Well, except it's a servant. It's immune to all negative states.
Okay, so
All
never mind.
negative states.
All
so
negative
there's
states.
no point in me trying to blind it then.
So we can add these at any time.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to put a 4 on the counter attack And a 1 under 6 sense.
1 to 6 sense won't do anything.
I know.
You know that. Okay.
So it's a 1. I want to get rid of.
It's a way to get rid of it. Yeah.
I'll do defensive stance in a little bit. So I have my extra 3 actions. So I'm going to spend 1 to move myself 1, 2, 3.
Joel's just reminded us that when you leave a green bordered square, it's difficult, so it's an extra movement point.
Oh,
Moving into it is okay, but
Apologies.
moving out of it.
I didn't realise
I'll
that.
just move along.
So
the
does
side.
that mean that when I went to there,
Well, you just go to there instead.
do I want to be next to?
Well, no, you go
Because-
there and then there.
Oh, I see.
So
yeah.
leaving a green areaed square is
Yeah.
difficult terrain and costs 1 more movement. Okay, thank you, Joel.
Then I'll do my
I've missed
full,
that.
full force attack for 3.
Oh, using your
Counter attack. So
so spend 3 to do an attack, and get into a counter attack stance.
2 green, a red, and a purple, please. Yep. Okay. Charging, screaming. Right. So I get the yin yang.
Make sure we can see them.
Oh, sorry. Yep. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No
Notice
bonuses.
work.
Well, I hit him for
Got the yin yang.
4.
Oh, that's an extra. Right.
Yep, hit him for 4, so I get a action point back for next turn.
So 4 damage. I think we put the damage there.
Halfway
Heart
there.
and blow.
Maybe not quite that far.
You gained your action point.
Yep, 2 action point, and then I'm going to add this to my defensive stance.
Okay, so now it is the purple kappa.
Actually, I'm going to switch those 2.
So he's going to focus on what, the nearest villager?
Yeah.
So he will move and attack the nearest
Yeah,
villager.
that's what it said. The kappa will always prioritise the civilians as a target in case of a draw.
Do we need to roll for them?
So
Well,
what's
is there a draw?
Yeah. I think we need to roll. So we're a green oracle card. So we're in the green section, and it's number 1.
So it's normal.
Plus,
So if there's a tie, it will go for the one with the highest health. But actually, that is overridden by the scenario rules.
So it just goes for this one.
So it's doing a beaked strike on an adjacent,
It doesn't matter.
well, no.
which is that.
Is there a tie though? Because so its target is the thing with the most health. Is that right?
If there's a tie. So step 1 is it's doing beaked strike on an adjacent. If there were 2 adjacent people, it would go for the one with the most health.
But it's not adjacent, so
And the scenario tells us that
it's not adjacent. Oh yeah. Ah no, it is adjacent. Yeah, so it attacks you.
oh yeah, even better.
but does it not always go for the villager?
And the
It's a
tie
tie.
break.
Okay, so it goes for me.
But
So if
because it says
if the villager was
it said
adjacent, then
move and then attack,
Yeah.
it would go for a villager. But because it's saying adjacent,
Oh, attack adjacent.
it's going for an adjacent.
There is
Even that thing about moving for the villager, I don't necessarily agree with. What's its target is the key question, and its target is
One
an
that
adja-
it can reach.
If it's
Yeah.
adjacent to something, so the first thing it does is look to see if there's somebody adjacent. There
Yes.
is, so it attacks them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if the peasant was there, it
It
would
would
attack the
attack the
peasant over
peasant,
you. Yes.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's striking you with its beak.
somebody want to roll for the Gribbly?
If it deals 2 or more damage, it causes bleeding.
Ugh.
3 hits minus your 4 armor.
Bounces off. I laugh at it.
Boing.
So that's that one.
Yeah, that's that done. Next,
hinge.
Mr. N. Hattori.
So it's good for me to remain adjacent to you, I recollect, because you might heal me at some point.
Yeah.
Other option is if you could drop the green one and then use a shuriken to kill the orange one, take some of the kappa out.
That would look cool as well.
Yeah.
Especially if
Well,
you
the
do
thing
it-
is, the shurikens do two purple, and these
Mm.
things have got 2.
Kappas were the orange kappas.
The orange kappa has got 1 health.
So 3 damage kills the orange kappa.
But anyway, first things first.
It's a good shuriken target. Yeah.
First thing first, I will use my spirit to remove.
Yeah. So this is what we've
Exhibition.
not seen yet, but we have mentioned a couple of times. If you have any spirit, you can use that spirit. Well, you don't spend it, but on your turn to move 1 dice for each spirit that you've got from there to exhausted. And the reason you want
Could I
to
have
do
done
that, yep. The reason you want to do that is as soon as all of your dice are out, they're exhausted, you get to re-roll them and put them back.
Now, do I want to I have got a slaughter.
What's the range of the shuriken?
2, so I can hit the blue, or I could move actually to. Oh no, it won't be adjacent to you if I move. Probably I can go for the blue, because the blue, as it currently stands, is going to go for the peasant.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I get 3. Oh, I've got an action left over. Have I got an action left over? I guess I have.
I guess so. From last round. Yeah.
You got.
So I get 3 more. I've got 4 in total. I will spend an action to activate my shuriken, which uses up one of my shuriken tokens.
Yep. So it's 2 purple with
Uh,
no bonuses or modifiers for power or anything like that.
range of 2.
So
Going
you're
for the
going
blue.
for
Going for
this
blue.
one.
Yeah. 2,
Two,
which is inside.
bounces off.
Yeah. What's it going to allocate?
Now, I think you can use your shurikens again if you wanted to,
It would be another action, but yeah.
because it's not an attack. So therefore, you're not limited to once per, unless it says once per round, which it doesn't. So
3 uses.
Yep.
Not considered an attack.
So you can-
Okay,
yeah,
so I
use
may
it
as well.
again.
I may as well spend another. Come on, shurikens.
throw some more
You
shurikens.
can do it.
No,
No, you can't.
Oh, all right, never mind.
That's another
Yeah.
shuriken.
yeah, another shuriken gone.
A little ninja that couldn't. You can use the last one.
No, I'm going to use 2. No, I'm going to now spend 2 points on a full strength attack with my
Yeah.
ninjata on
Yeah.
Mr. Numi, whatever.
Oh, you are fighting.
And I'm going to make a relentless strike. Well, potentially make a relentless strike.
That was an action.
That's an action to use because it's
Oh, is it?
lightning bolt on. But what does it say?
Relentless strike. You can re-roll the.
Yeah, so
Black
you'd
dice.
have to spend an action point to activate that Kami ability.
Mhm.
So if a Kami ability has a lightning bolt on, it costs an action to use.
Anyway, I need a green and a purple and an orange and a red.
And yeah, Joel's confirmed you can use them again. And One versus the Borders popped in. Thank you for joining in.
Swing that ninjato.
Swing the ninjata, that's right. Come on, my son, you can do it.
Hmm.
Oh, I know what I was pondering. Right, so that's
You got a
potentially yin
reroll.
and yang with 4, is it?
You got a
So it's
reroll.
4. You've
Which is
got
the better
1
dice?
power.
That's
So that's 5 hits. And you
So-
can re-roll a dice.
Reroll the purple.
Purple is better than orange.
However.
No, it's not.
So 5 less
3.
3 is 2.
2 points of damage. Have we got any more?
Split that over.
Flip that
Okay.
over, yeah. And that was
Scratch.
all my action points spent.
Was.
a few more.
Almost fruitlessly. This thing's tough.
Okay. So the blue kappa. Somebody wants to roll a d6. See what he does.
Same as the other one.
Same as the other one. So it's attacking adjacent. We have 2 adjacent, so it attacks that.
Go down.
I'll just take that off.
No,
Yeah.
that's 2 points, isn't it?
That's one.
Oh,
It doesn't matter.
yeah, effectively,
Yeah.
yeah.
Next time he's hit, he dies.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's that one done.
Green.
Green one.
It's this. No,
Roll a dice. See
we
what
would
it does.
prefer him to attack this one.
Yeah.
No, we prefer him to attack that one.
No, he's
Because
in
this one
range.
has to attack that one.
He's in range.
What's that?
No,
We don't want
no
2 of them
one is in
hitting.
range, but he is diagonally.
Oh yeah, definitely in range. Yeah. Somebody want to roll the d6? What Mr. Green Kappa does.
6.
6, which is what?
It's green, is it, or red?
Sharpened claws on adjacent.
So we would prefer it attack that one, I believe.
Yeah.
So it takes off a token.
So it's just an attack.
It's just an attack, so we take a token. Yeah. Right, then it's me. So are people wounded?
Yes, but not. I only got 2 points. Only 2 points down.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this die in here. I'm going to gain 3 action points. And it's an action to use this because it's got a lightning bolt on. So I am going to use it. And it removes all of my adverse states, which is the poison, and those of one adjacent ally.
I have no adverse
And then
states.
we both recover health according to the value of my activated die. So I put a 5 in it, which means both me and an adjacent ally get 3 health back.
Yay! To our max hit points, presumably.
Yeah. Now, question for Joel: can I use this more than once? Because it's not an attack and it's not movement. So I'm wondering if I can do that again.
Was Hattori in range to the blue
Yeah.
kappa?
Yeah.
The blue cap.
Oh, to the blue kappa. Yes.
Yes.
Let's just have a look at this.
I was in shuriken range.
Yeah. So shuriken range is 2. So he's throwing his shurikens over there, which is range 2. Jolly's saying yes, I can. So I could use that healing again if we needed to. Are you're on?
I'm on the full.
I'm still quite low, but I do have some sacred water.
Is that Saki?
No,
It's different.
it's blessed Saki, but it regains 4 health.
Oh wow, it's better than my Saki.
It is.
Well, when else are you going to use it?
Well, the other thing is that I could just hit the big thing.
I think you should hit the big thing.
I didn't do very well last time.
Well, you
Try
throw that through
again.
Okay.
And the black dice doesn't help go through. Oh, unless you get a critical, but
Yeah.
it's only 1 in 6.
So we're going to attack again. It is a green. It is a red. It is an orange. I have no power, no teamwork, no hope.
Carlos is asking about Tori's sword attack, but the shurikens were attacking the kappa,
Yeah.
but the sword attack was on the Nui,
And it is
I'm
adjacent.
adjacent.
It is adjacent.
Diagonally adjacent.
which diagonally is adjacent.
Okay, so my Matakari strong attack on that. And I can re-roll 1 die. Didn't really help me last time. Okay,
Yin yang.
yeah. So 1, 2, 3, yin yang 4. 1 damage.
Every little helps.
Yeah, I might just go around healing people instead. That's it for me. And then we have the orange kappa.
Who
Yeah.
will just,
Well, it's a 4.
which is
Yeah, so it big strikes that.
So you're possibly more effective against the kappas than
Probably am.
new.
Right,
new
end of round, dice tick down. So I can no longer use my Abyssus Strike, even though there is a dice in there. So I probably would on my turn have got rid of it, knowing that that was going to happen.
Yeah.
That ticks down. Right. All your dice are exhausted. You get to re-roll them. Right, so next round, it's green.
Can you put them on in his off turn? I thought you had to wait your turn to put them on.
You put them on your turn.
yeah. That's what I'm going to do.
Planning. Right, the peasants still standing overcome their fear and join the battle. All farmers launch an attack against the nearest enemy. Same as last time, different flavour text. Oh, but this time it's they launch an attack against the nearest enemy rather than an adjacent enemy.
Okay. Does that mean they move to be near?
I don't think they move, but it means they can attack something that they're
They
not
throw their
adjacent to.
pitchforks.
What about this one?
Yeah. So this one launches an attack against the nearest enemy.
What they attack
It's
with?
2 green.
2.
Bounce. This one can attack either purple or blue. We go for
Blue. Go for
Blue.
focus target.
Oh, that's a
He
hit.
gets through. Not quite enough to kill him, but he's down to 1 hit.
2 damage on the blue one.
2 damage.
Or minus 2.
Yeah.
Now I don't know about this one. I don't know if that is a farmer. Joel, does the one in the house
I
attack?
think we probably better say no.
We'll come back to it. But that one attacks this
Probably
one.
pokes its pitchfork through a window and attacks the purple
Yeah,
one.
possibly. But this one,
On the green one.
no, bounced.
And that one on the orange one.
Come on, we want the
Yeah.
one
Well,
here.
it's a one, just a one.
Yeah.
Just one
Well,
hit.
Three hits.
One that
How disappointing.
sometimes.
Farmer had a chance to be a hero, but
Well, we'll throw for this guy and we can.
This one does not have line of sight, so we can't attack.
Okay,
Right,
right.
yeah, good point. Right, initiatives.
There's no windows in this hut. Obviously not.
Well, let's shut them to keep the kappas out.
Keep the cats out. Yeah, good point.
Servant goes 3 spaces forward.
I think this rate of killing the servant, we might want to try and target the kappa. Otherwise, they're all going to be dead before we kill the servant. We're not going to do it fast enough for it to break and run.
So
Right.
it would appear.
Do we want to swap 2 characters around?
I'm fine to go there. I should be able to. Can I move diagonally past this guy?
No. I don't think so.
That's okay. I can still get him. I still get him anyway.
I'm going to have teamwork active, which means anybody within a range of 2 of me gets +1.
So do we want to swap these two?
I would have thought so.
No, I'm fine.
But then he goes first and gets the teamwork on.
It's
Oh,
on-
but you're here.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, that's a good point because it's not until my turn that
That's
I
it.
put
It's
these
not your
dice
turn
on.
yet.
So they're not active yet. So you probably
Actually, yeah,
want me to go
Yeah, let's
first.
switch spaces, and then I'll try and take out the. If you can kill the purple one, I can take out the blue one. If you can take out the green one, you can take out the yellow one. We've cleared the kappa, and then it's just dealing with the new.
There's just the easy bit left. Yeah, good point.
Right.
Right.
So I'm going. So Nui goes first.
Yep. And we're green. Oh, no, it doesn't matter for that. It's a 3. Bloody speed. Let's just have a look. Yeah, bloody speed. So the tiebreaker is the one with the most armor. So first thing is it's going to move to be adjacent to the maximum amount of enemies.
Oh, just takes
That's
one
where
space.
Where it is, isn't it?
Well, no, it's one space left.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
before.
you're
So
right.
Like
it
that one.
it
Yeah.
moves to there, so it is now adjacent to
Yeah, right.
everybody.
Mhm.
And then it's snake's tail against 1. And it's the one with the most armor.
Target me because I get to
Counter-attack?
counter-attack it.
Yeah, definitely.
So I get
Okay.
that hit in.
So snake's tail is 2 orange, 2 green, 2 purple.
Mhm.
Somebody wants to roll that.
So now they roll high.
And if it deals damage, it poisons you.
No, he doesn't.
9, is it?
Because you're immune to poison.
I'm immune to poison.
So
So
that's 9.
I take 5 damage. Blow.
Right.
Smash.
If it deals damage, we'll do your counter attack in a minute.
Yep.
So if it deals damage, which it did, snake's tail against another enemy who has not been attacked with -2 hits. Repeat this sequence until one attack deals no damage, reducing by an extra 2 hits after each attack.
Ouch.
So it now goes for the next person with the highest most armor.
Which is
highest
me.
armor.
Yep.
So -2 hits on this.
Yeah. 1, 2,
That's
3,
stopped it.
4.
Down to
So
2.
Down
4
to
minus
2.
2 is 2, minus your armor is 0.
So
Boink,
no.
boink.
So
Boink.
stop.
And then counter attack.
Yep. So I get it's a light attack. Orange, green, and purple.
Yep, I think we're doing this right.
Yep. I'm not going to use the Yoko's pen. I'm going to say that for my main attack. Ugh. Never mind. Counter attack didn't do much. Oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, it's my strength. So
4
that's
minus
4.
its 3 is
Yeah.
1.
So I still hit it for something. Gave me
And that was a free attack,
yeah,
essentially.
gave me a 3 point of damage to him. Crunching point
Better than
of
a
pain.
poke in the eye.
Right, is that the servant done? That's the servant done. Okay,
Archer Man.
Me. Right, well, I'm going to wave my Naginata at
You're
the
going to allocate a
Blue-
dice before you do that.
Purple one.
cap
But
before I
he's
go to
attacking
this.
next.
this is the one that's attacking next.
I'm going to allocate those dice.
And then you're going to sort that one out.
That's the plan. Yeah.
And you'll sort that one out, and I'll sort that one out. Is that the, that's the
That's
the plan?
that's the plan. We do a cycled roll.
We have a plan.
Each one of us taking out the kappa that's about to attack.
I'm definitely doing that. And I think I'm probably going to do that. Weapon change does not cost.
Can you do some healing?
Yeah,
I can.
I'll do
Yeah,
that.
I could do that.
Yep.
I've got this is
Right,
so
so
very
the-
large holes at the bottom of my base used to be.
So that the +1 is now in effect if you're in range 2.
Yeah, which is everybody except Akira at the moment.
Okay.
Except I won't be in range 2 probably when I'm attacking the thing. But anyway, that's another issue. Oh, I can use my bow.
Switch out your bow.
I'm going to swap over to the Yumi. I'm going to shoot them even though I'm at point blank range. There's no disadvantage for doing
No.
that. But there is an advantage to me because I've got divine arrows, so I get an extra die. So I get purple, red,
Use
and
your
green.
military discipline to swap your weapons.
Oh yeah,
So your bow is your
Yep.
primary weapon
I
now.
do that for free. I've got my 3 actions, and I will do a full strength attack on the blue one, purple one.
Purple.
purple one because he goes next.
Yeah.
So purple, green, red, and an orange.
Four.
Give at least 1 strength.
He does.
It's
Plus
dead.
1 is 5.
Collector's
kills
never
it.
dead.
Have a head.
Right.
So that was the purple
One
one.
action left if you want to use it. I'll save it.
Purple one. Which one was that?
Hasn't
Yeah.
hit yet. He's just dead.
I'm both on 2 maybe.
No,
That's the blue
one
one.
happened. Oh, is that the blue one?
The blue and the red, the blue
That's
and
the
the,
blue one.
blue and the yellow one have both been hit.
Yeah.
The red,
The yellow one. That's the yellow one. Which one was?
Is that purple there, isn't it? Is that purple?
We're at the top.
Oh, that was so purple
purple.
hadn't been hit yet.
Correct.
So, okay.
So what are you doing with your remaining action point?
1 action point. Now, if somebody else comes across and kills this,
I'll be doing that.
Yeah,
I could move across here. 1, 2, 3.
Diagonally move past the monster.
I can't get through there.
So you've got to go 1, 2.
I have to
Or
go
four.
1, 2, 3. That's as far as I can get.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it, Joel? That you can't move diagonally
And you can't.
past monsters. I
You
think
can't
that's right. You can hit. I know you can hit, but I don't think you can move.
Interestingly, the border of the shed is neither red nor yellow, or is it yellow?
Yeah, I think that probably should be yellow. Or yeah,
Red, maybe.
I think it's meant to be the door as one that you can access through. So I'm guessing it's supposed to be a solid wall. It would make sense.
it would make sense.
I'm going to move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3.
Right. I'm going to go and
You're up.
hopefully take it. So I get
Okay,
my-
you can't move through walls. Yeah, so you don't. Yeah, you definitely can't move through walls. The question is, can you move diagonally around an enemy?
1, 2, 3. 1 movement.
And then slicey slice.
So this one requires a strength 3 to work. When I attack with it, it triggers the counter attack. So even though that ticks down to 2 at the end of my turn, have I still triggered the counter attack on this activation? Because it's like going to the counter attack stance
Spend 3 to attack
and
and get into a counter attack stance.
When do you leave a counterattack stance?
The next time you receive, yeah,
when someone counter attacks me. But at the end of my turn, that'll drop from 3 to 2. And that's below the skill threshold for the counter
yeah. I think you
attack.
can use it now.
And it will stay active.
And it'll
until
stay
I-
active, yeah.
Okay. So I might as well just maybe the new will go for me again. So I'll do my full attack with the bonus burn. So that's 2
So
greens.
you're entering the counter attack stance.
And counter attack starts.
Yep.
Another green and a purple. Okay.
And you can't move diagonally over a wall. Yes. No, it's enemies. Then you move diagonally through the corner of an enemy.
Okay. So it's very,
It's dead.
very, very dead, and I get an action point back. Every single peasant standing there is currently just being covered in 17 gallons of high pressure red ink.
Nice. And you're all done?
Well done. I've got
Alright,
action point
next.
back for next
Mr.
time.
Ninja, sir.
You get 3 action points.
Counter attack stance would not be available if the dice is no longer fulfilling the condition.
Oh, so it's not going to work.
But if you're right. So in other words, you wanted the counter attack to last until your next turn, but it would drop down to a 2, so it wouldn't.
Yep. So I
Okay.
wouldn't. In that case, I wouldn't have done the
And
first.
you wouldn't have done
I
it. So you've got one
would
action.
technically have the action back, but I didn't think to spend it on anyway. So
You spend its move.
oh, he's already moved.
Yeah. Okay.
But either way, I end the turn with one reserved action
Yeah.
point.
Okay.
Right.
Counter attack will definitely need some extra clarification in the rulebook. Okay, so yes, you can't move diagonally around the corner of enemies.
Okay, which then leads on to the next question. Can I roll diagonally?
No,
adjacent to it?
because it's just movement.
No, it's not moving.
Oh, it's not movement. You sure?
Yes, so
It is moving.
before or after combat,
Yeah.
add movement
Movement.
points depending on the purple
Yeah.
dice. These dice activated. Using these points does not count as a move action.
Yeah. It doesn't count as a move action, but it follows all of the normal rules for movement.
rules.
Okay. So does it do me any? Well, probably because I'll probably need to get to
What's the range of your bow?
the bow. I don't know, actually 10 maybe. No, 3.
So you're currently here.
Yeah. When I can do it by various means, the question of what's an efficient means of doing it. So I need to attack the green one, isn't it?
Yeah, the green one is from we're trying to kill.
So even just moving to here.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, that gives line of sight.
So here,
Yeah.
But it's going to be 2 movement points each to move through the green.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can't go diagonally, so
No,
you've got
so
to
you'd
go
have to go-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 movement points.
So I could. Okay, so maybe I do need to use the roll to achieve. So,
Or you could go 1, 2, 3,
Right.
4, 5.
so I use.
Yeah, that's probably the best way.
Okay, so I use the roll, which gives me 3 movement points.
Before you do an attack.
Before I do an attack, or before I do anything. Well, actually, okay.
Yeah,
So maybe I have to type. Okay, so maybe I have to move and then do the roll and then do the
Okay.
attack.
So first action is move.
Yeah. So if I go 1, 2,
1, 2.
we're now in the green
3.
though.
No, you're not.
You're not,
The
not
green
there.
starts here. You're fine.
Okay. Then I do a roll,
So now you do an attack. So that's one action to move.
and before I've done. Okay, action
Yeah.
to move.
Now you
No.
declare the attack action.
No, now I declare the roll.
Well, it's
No.
as part of the attack
Part of
action.
the attack action.
Okay, all right.
So
So now I do a roll, which leaves me 3 more movement
So
points.
now you do an attack, and before the attack you do the roll.
Yeah.
Because it's a 5, you've got 3 movement points. So you
Yeah.
could roll and go 1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
And I need to be adjacent, so
And now you can just hit it
yeah.
with the sword.
Or you could go there if you wanted. If you wanted to go
Yeah.
there, because that means that one might prioritise
Yeah.
you rather than the.
Yeah, all right. Okay, that makes sense. But that only leaves you 1 action point to do the attack. So
No. So you do an attack, and then before the attack,
Yeah, okay.
You
So,
get
so I
3
could have made a
movements.
2. So I could have made a 2 point attack.
you-
Okay.
you could have done a big attack if you wanted.
I'll do a big attack.
Okay.
Well, actually, these things are.
Well, it's got 1 health left, so you only need to do 3
No, you're
hits.
talking the green one.
Oh, you're going for the green one. Okay, yeah, full attack then.
Full attack. Okay, right. So again, I need a green, a purple, an orange, and a red. Green.
The green's over there. Oh, Hattori can move 4 because you've got 1 dexterity.
This
1,
is also
2, 3,
So you
4.
have 4 movement, and then the roll was another.
I think I still need the roll.
You did need the roll.
Yeah. So we have a yin yang.
It allows you to re-roll. It's not this one, is it? So it's currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6,
Dead.
7.
7.
I was already dead. Yeah. Right, green one's gone. Let's get the dex a little bit.
Have a head.
Are you?
Oh, can I have some? Can I have a head as well?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So you're all done. Right, and then me. So you want me to take out this orange one?
If you can, otherwise it might bite that peasant's head off.
I'm a bit rubbish,
We know, but we like you anyway.
and getting there is going to be tricky.
And you're not
What's
good
the
against the
range? What's
Nui.
your range? You've got
Range.
One.
Well, I can swap for this,
That's range 2.
but my movement is 4. So yeah, so I could move to there,
And then
swap for the bow, as in bow stick, yeah,
You
and
can-
then use it.
yeah, that only has 1 hit. As long as you can do 3 damage, it dies.
But you've only got 2 oranges and a green, which is not the best way of.
But I do get teamwork
Yes.
because I'd be here.
Yes.
So go on, let's do it.
Okay.
So I get 3 action points. I spend 1 action point to move. I've got 4 movement points. I go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm here. Then I spend another action point to swap my Masakari for my bow stick, which has got range 2, and then I say
How about you?
jump high while I
Pokey, pokey, poke.
Duck! Quack! Quack, quack.
so 2 orange and a green, and because I'm within range 2,
Plus 1.
Tomoe, I get +1 hit. This is an action.
Just, but still,
Oh.
1, 2, 3, plus the 1 is 4.
just enough.
Nah,
More-
1 over.
More than just enough, yeah.
1 over.
You're everything. Waste of effort. Waste of effort.
Complete waste of effort.
Cap it,
I don't know why.
cap it.
Right.
Okay.
Now everyone just dogpile the Dewey.
Whew. End of the round. Dice tick down.
Yep.
Next round, we're drawing a card. It's got to be red at some point. It's red, which means we read this.
5 more Capra.
The area is buffeted by a violent gust of wind which seems to drive the hordes of the Shogun. All enemies gain 1 defense, which is great in a way that we've already got rid of the
Yeah,
kappa.
otherwise that would have been
That would have been very unpleasant.
So it's now defense 4. We've got a little marker to show it.
Is that
Yeah,
permanent?
there is little counters to say +1
Is
defense.
that a temporary effect or a permanent effect?
Yeah, it's permanent. It's come in.
I guess it's permanent.
Didn't say with this round only.
It's got +1 defense.
Hmm.
Kappa gets +1 defense against light attacks.
Oh yes.
Oh, that's a good point. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
Well
you-
spotted.
you-
So I did actually do it.
You did kill it, but only just.
Yeah, we'd forgotten that.
Oh, close one.
But it was very close.
Bizarrely, not against Shuriken. Because
No.
it's not
It's
an
not a
attack.
light attack. It's not an attack. Right. Initiative,
Okay, that one.
which matters less because this is going to move 3 forward.
Yeah.
So unless it comes out last,
it's going to hit, or almost definitely hit us, and then. Yep. There we go.
now. And it's red. Oh no, it doesn't matter. Are we happy with this order?
What could we achieve if we change the
I think
order?
fine. We're just going to start hacking away.
It's only a
at
question
it,
of healing, maybe.
unless you want to be in a position where is yours
Well-
is everyone adjacent that you heal,
No, me and one
So
adjacent
Peter, is
ally.
your +1 in effect?
Yes.
It is.
and
And
yeah,
where is he? So
Oh, all exploration events are for that round only unless otherwise noted. Okay, cool.
So yeah, if you wouldn't mind healing me a bit because I took a bit of a grievous hit,
Mm.
but then we just start wailing on Big and Ugly.
The worry is, I mean, it's going first. We can't do anything about that.
Yep.
If it hits me, I might die from this.
We'll do everything we can to
But
make sure it
there's
doesn't
nothing we can
target you. Yeah,
That's nothing we can do. So, yeah, we'll keep the order.
don't die.
Somebody want to roll d6, see what it does.
it's on your head, Peter.
6.
6. Electric shockwave.
It's red, is it, or green?
It doesn't matter.
No, it's the
These will all be purple in the final version.
electric shockwave.
So, he's going for the one with the most armour. This attack has no range limitation.
Wow.
So deal a green, an orange, and a purple direct damage
Ouch.
Ow.
and -1 armour to the target.
Okay,
So thankfully,
I
it's not
have
me.
10 hit points left. How many hit points do you have left?
So who's the target going to be?
The one with the most armour.
The most armour.
I've got 4.
Tiebreakers
There's
are
a
up to
there's
us.
a roll. So it's
If
been used.
you or me, how many hit points have you got left?
13.
Okay, I've only got 10.
So it hits me.
Yep.
Somebody else can roll to hit me, then I'm not
Do
doing
you want
it.
to grab one of the -1 armour tokens?
Or do we just
Sorry, yes, you do that.
okay? So you're about to do the Tesla Death Dance.
And this is the second level of nasty. It's not the nastiest thing.
6.
This is just a servant.
6.
6.
6.
So
That'd be 6 then.
-4 is
No,
2.
that-
No,
That's six.
Damage.
Direct. Ouch.
Yep.
Wow.
And your armour goes down by 1.
Armor goes down by.
Ow! 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 Ow!
Going off this
Ow!
thing.
Ow!
Win, 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 isn't it?
But that is it. We didn't die.
Didn't die. Right.
Right.
Get him.
Me.
How many hit points do you know on, Peter? 7.
Yeah.
Reckon yeah. If you want to target Peter with your heal,
I will.
with your heals instead.
So I will spend 1 action to move to here.
Yep.
No, I am going to be able to have an attack. It's not going to be a very good
You
attack.
get a bow staff out, so you can move to there and still do your bow staff attack. It's range 2.
That's a good point.
Means you could also risk doing the critical attack.
Yeah,
Without,
I will then spend another action to activate my healing skill. So I remove all negative states from me and you.
And little Miss Crispy.
So it is -1 armor, a negative state.
No.
No, yes, just
It's
repair the
dented
armor.
armor.
And then we both heal 2.
I'm sure you'd do better if you took that waste paper basket off you.
It's a fashion statement, okay? It'll catch on in about 100 years' time. I've got 1 action left. Do I have a little nibble at it and just see if I get lucky?
Yeah, give it a smack.
Or do I,
You
or
may,
do I
as well,
save
you may
it?
as well throw the. Oh no, you can't attack your.
Give
your
it, give
dead.
it a smack. Even 1 or 2
Or do I drink
points.
my
is still-
sacred water? No.
even 1 or 2 points is still chipping away at its health
Okay.
bar. Yeah.
I'll have a go. So it's a little attack. It's 2 orange and a green, but I get +1 hit because of the teamwork, and it's got an extra 1 defense. So it's got 4 defense.
It's soaking 4. Rerolls? Or was it only
Nope.
Oh, rerolls.
That was for that, which I can't.
Oh, so you
do.
also poison would poison it if it wasn't for the fact that it's an elite, and therefore.
Immune to that. Yeah. Right. Okay. That's me done.
Right.
Next.
I'll.
Akira.
Yes. Haha. I'll move. Also, get me, boys.
You don't need to move from where you are.
I do because it puts me into range of.
Oh yeah.
I'll spend 1 to move myself to there. 2 to do a full attack with nothing else because that's it. And I'll do my bonus. So, red, another green. I'll repin the screaming. No critical, but 4,
Good result.
Wow.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Nine.
10, 11. So that's 7 damage from me.
Wow. I take back everything I said about you.
I reiterate my mutter thoughts about having to carry this damn party, but you know.
Just a quick thing on
15.
my turn. I was going to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to use my spirit to exhaust that and then put that in there.
Okay, so we'll reset for next turn.
Okay.
Okay, 1 grievous blow from me.
That was pretty good. Is it down to how many hit points now?
Taken 15.
It's got 4 left.
4 left.
Four
Four
left.
left.
Yeah, so
It's in striking
I
range.
think
How's it
most of them
work?
were from me.
Well, don't think we're not grateful. But if you like, I'll leave you to it. It's fine.
Yeah, we're off down the pub.
Yep.
Right.
And you're quite a dap hand with your bow, so
Yeah, let's
shoot it between the eyes.
twang it.
Give it a
So,
little twanging.
can I have a red, a purple, a green, and an orange, please? A green one from over there.
Sorry, yeah.
So 2 action points. So you gain 3,
Gain 3,
spend 2.
spend 2.
Green, purple, red.
Oh.
Orange for the divine arrow.
Are we going to be doing any more fighting after this, or is this the end of the scenario?
No, it's
This
another.
is the servant.
It's the middle rank
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
There's a stronger thing for
It's
me.
not
yeah.
involved.
We're
Remember the
barely getting
big
going.
guy with the axe.
The big. Okay, right. Okay, in that case, I'll hang on to other things that I could do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't
No
change
committing
this
Harakiri
stuff.
yet.
Okay,
Looking
this
very
is more
promising.
like it. Right.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
1, 2, 3, and 4, 7.
8.
8. 8.
Yes,
It's gone.
Minus 4
And
is
that's
4.
and that's 4
4
blood
is
took.
sufficient.
And
You
that's
don't even need. Oh, you didn't get a yin yang anyway.
no, but
Okay,
that's exactly 19.
it's exactly 19.
So
Have a head.
Is
thank
exactly
you very
right.
much. So
Thunk.
That's a big head. That.
I'll collect the trophy. You can keep the little girl's doll.
I got what I want.
Actually on to it.
So yeah, if there are no civilians outside the mill, then they start going for the mill door and they start trying to get inside. But that didn't happen. So with the fight finally over and the beasts annihilated, a villager appears from inside the hut who has most probably hidden there somewhere and immediately heads towards his rescuers. We are indebted to you. This is a great victory, but more enemies will come. Hordes of creatures emerge every day from the bowels of that damned castle. I don't know how long we can hold out.
Yeah, we've done enough. We're off now.
Yeah, see ya. Did you say castle? Akira asked instantly, for he knew this was his target. The fort where the spy was. Where is it? How can we get to it? If you follow the road going south, you will soon see it. You will see it in the distance, replied the farmer. Then let's not waste a moment. Our new destiny awaits us, says Tomoru. Right, consequences. Count the civilian tokens that remain in play.
5.
5. The villagers thank you for saving their lives. As a token of gratitude, they give you some healing herbs that you take at that moment. They also give you a flask with a lethal poison
Don't get them confused.
against the yokais and accompany you to the fortress walls to help one of the characters to climb it to surprise you from the wall. To surprise you from the wall? Yeah. So, 2 characters can regain 2 health.
I don't need any.
I've
I think
taken.
you 2.
I've taken 5 damage, so I'll cover back 2. It puts you back onto 12.
I'm 4 down.
Yeah, so you take 2. We mark with the pen
Oh, yeah.
poison and surprise attack.
Hmm.
And then we remove the tile from the rice field and everything on it and follow the instructions to prepare for the next zone.
It's not on this one, but I'll just write it down.
Okay. And now we have the boss fight. So the boss fight is something that I've not played
Ooh,
before.
we made it all the way to the boss.
And the boss fight does have some special rules. So, at last,
I'm guessing.
they were at the castle. Their long journey had brought them to their destination. They were in the courtyard of the fortress, the last obstacle they had to overcome to save the spy they were looking for. But a monstrous being blocked their way. A gigantic Oni with red skin, wielding a huge axe, with which he had undoubtedly claimed countless lives. Beware of that beast, the ninja shouted.
No kidding. Thanks.
He
Any
could,
more flashes of the blindingly
advice?
obvious?
he could split us in two with his weapon. Look over there, Tomoe interjected, pointing with one hand. A cannon and crossbows.
Ooh.
Maybe we can use them against that creature. Little more could the companions say before being overwhelmed by the situation. Oh, I'm so overwhelmed. With a thunderous roar, the Onai launched itself at them to run, more than ready to tear them to pieces. Once again, the die was cast. Right, so
Hello, check it out.
this
He said
is
in butchered Latin.
this, which goes...
So we don't need rice field
We
cards.
do
anymore.
not need the rice field cards. Right, so Mr. Big Bad, and for those people who didn't watch the first scenario, this is a very, very nice miniature.
That with probably scarlet shining skins on a beastie.
Yeah, don't know if it's focusing or not, but
Yep.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Yeah, that looks
there you
good.
go. Okay, so that's there.
That's how many space? Is that 4? That's a 4 space
Yeah,
monster.
but it's huge, which means it's not affected by dangerous terrain or
Just
obstacles.
smashes its way through.
Right, we also need Ashigaru and Kachi. So some more enemies.
Shiguru are the ones with guns. I know this because I played Total War Shogun.
So shuffle the initiative cards of the characters, the Kachi, and the Ashigaru. So we need
2 of each.
2 of each. So where's the cards?
They're there.
Okay,
Peter's buried them.
so I don't know which are which.
So I'm just getting
The
them
Ashiguru are the ones with the guns.
The Ashigaru are the ones with the white hair.
and the horns. Well, they've all got grey
And
hair.
with
haven't
the-
they?
right, okay. So those ones here. And the other one is here.
So is it these?
That's the other ones.
We need 2 of
The
those.
ones you've got there in front of you, that's the Ashigaru.
So I want those two and those two.
Yeah.
And what colour do they need to be?
Anything. Oh, well, purple and green for the Ashigaru.
That's these.
Yeah.
Purple
Got the green here.
and green.
And red and blue.
And I got the red and blue for the other two.
Red and blue. One red one, one blue one.
We need some lettering as well. We need A, B, C, D, E. So
A, C, D, which one? B.
B might have gone in that direction originally.
And E, was it?
There's an A.
I've got the E here. There's the E. Okay. Is the B over there somewhere?
oh god.
I think it quite likely migrated off the board.
I remember throwing B and it falling on the floor. Was that the one?
Well, I picked up the thing that fell on the floor over here. I picked up.
Okay.
It's not in there then.
We don't think so.
Because it was out earlier.
Oh, it would be in there if it was anywhere.
Because we had it out
We had it
earlier.
out earlier on the first
I
map.
think
so
it got
so
chucked somewhere.
I think,
We've lost B. Use a different letter and we'll call that B.
well, I've got a H.
H is B. Right. Okay.
It's a
So
bank, isn't it?
A is go there. D is down here. E is up there. C is over here.
Is that it there, Paul, underneath that card?
No.
Oh, no, no, no. You
And
might.
H is B, which is there. Right. So shuffle the initiative cards of the characters, the Kachi, and the Ashigaru to create the initiative deck. The Oni's initiative card is always placed first.
Okay.
Bosses are always at the front. Place the AI cards for the Ashigaru, the Kachi, and the Oni near the board. Yep, so we've got all of those. Place the Wrath token on the track of the Oni's board. Ah, yeah, so we track this.
Ah, there's B.
Oh, fine. Okay.
Right there in front of me.
I don't know which the Wrath token is, but I'm going to use
This
this
is a
one.
doll. There you go. Have your doll.
Oh, that's
What B was. B was the doll.
B was the doll.
Oh,
So yeah, Joel, you'll need to check that. I mean, this is just the demo scenario, but yeah, we've got B as the doll. So yeah, this is a wrath token, and the wrath token is actually going to increase, which is what that icon there is.
As we knock him off more.
Yeah,
I'm guessing that's bad.
he gets resentful.
Oh wow. Okay.
He's
31
got 2
hit points.
defense and 4 armor. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We may now start to see more using of the critical to try and bypass his armor.
Because we can degrade his armor, right?
Right, the
Particularly
malice.
if you're using bows and spears, because then he can't counter attack.
Oh, this is good. The malice accumulated during this phase will determine its position. Well, we've done really well because we've sped through these areas. But if the malice was at 1, the wrath token would be at position 1 on that track. Otherwise, it would be in the second position, and so on. So it's not actually on there at all. It's currently got nothing.
We've moved so quickly and so
Place the AI cards of the Oni on its AI board. Right, so bosses have their own deck, which I've put somewhere safe.
I agree.
What have I done with it? Hey, you've got it. So they get shuffled.
Is that the boss deck?
Yeah, and they go face down there. So we have a boss deck. Place the characters in the squares marked in green. So we are all down here.
We're at the fort gate.
Is one of us supposed to be hidden? And
I thought we were climbing the walls.
Well, we'll find out.
If someone's hidden, I will point out I am a ninja.
Yeah, and you've got a bow. So I probably suggest if anyone was going to be.
But the bow's only got.
If the characters came from the graveyard,
Nope.
2 of them can be placed on the wall. If the character's marked surprise attack,
Yes.
1 of them can be placed on the wall adjacent to the cannon in one of the squares marked in blue. So one of us can go.
Okay, so
there.
he is the cannon, is it?
That is the cannon.
Oh yeah.
Okay, someone with eyesight might want to go and get the cannon.
I think if I go there, then you're not going to get the plus 1 bonus for being the.
I'm happy. It's thematic for the ninja.
Got a ninja on the roof. Come on, it's thematic.
Eat cannon.
They're over there. Sorry.
Place 2 Ashiguru in the indicated squares. Place 2 Kachi in the indicated squares. Place the Onai in the indicated squares. Place the interaction points A, B, C, D, and E. Special rules. So huge. The Blood Oni is so big that he has line of sight with the higher level and can therefore attack to enemies there. Oracle. In this zone, there is no exploration event or Oracle cards.
Okay.
The minion's behaviour is defined by the Onai's
We don't bother with
AI
these.
cards. So we don't bother with those or these.
Get rid of them.
Okay. Wrath. The Onai will gain 1 Wrath up to a maximum of 3 each time he receives damage. Add the Wrath point at the end of the action that caused the damage. Right. The crossbows, which are C and D, as you can see from the artwork that we've covered over with the token. A character can interact with a crossbow adjacent to it. Depending on the number of characters adjacent to the Oni, the shot will do more damage. Okay.
Basically, they're distracting the Oni up close, giving you the
So it's
shot.
either orange dice, green dice, purple dice, or red dice, but it's direct damage.
Ooh.
And it reduces his armour, and it reduces the wrath to 0.
Ooh,
So the crossbows are good.
crossbows are good.
But each crossbow can only be used once per combat.
So
Bit
they've
rubbish.
been preloaded once they're
Preloaded. They got a big thing. It's more like a ballista rather than a
Yeah.
crossbow.
Yeah.
Ballists.
And we've got to go and stand in next to him when you're using it.
The cannon. The character will be able to interact with the cannon while adjacent to it. This attack will cause 2 red die in damage. Sorry, damage, not hits. -2 armor, and the wrath will be reduced to 0. The cannon can only be used 1 time per combat.
Ooh.
So the cannon is basically like one of the ballistas if we were all surrounding it
Yeah. Okay. So and it reduces the enemy's armor.
By
by
2.
2.
That's
So
the biggest thing.
Probably say, yeah.
Guess what I'm going to do with it?
That's the most significant.
Give him a good crack with the cannon.
Right, these AI cards, they are divided into 2 parts and will always be performed both parts unless a special rule says otherwise. The first part will tell it that it's either going to go towards A and B and then do something. The second part will do something else. A is a cauldron. If it interacts with A, he moves adjacent to the cauldron and he increases his wrath points by the result of an orange die. If it goes to point B, which is boxes, bags and weapons, he moves there. If we marked lack of supplies, I don't think we did, okay, he will only be able to interact with B once. After one use, ignore any B that comes up on AI cards. When he interacts with B, roll 1 dice. The Oni throws one of these objects against the farthest character. So he basically goes there, picks up something, which is either a box, a bag of flour, or weapons, and he throws them at us. But because
Bag of
we
flour.
didn't take lack of supplies, he can do that multiple times.
Yeah, so I'm guessing there may have been something in the original adventure that we cut
Yeah. Ah,
off supply line.
if the character's marked poison,
We have?
they will be able to poison the cauldron. So this cauldron here, we can poison it. To do this, any character will have to be adjacent to the cauldron and interact. And from this moment on, the cauldron is poisoned, so when he interacts with it, bad stuff happens. Right, and now we have various sections to read. If we interact with A, B, C, D, or E, we read something.
We still need the...
Yeah, I'll put the Oracle deck back out.
Oh, okay, we do need it, do we?
Joel says we need it for the colour on the for the minions' behaviour. Minions' behaviour, not for.
Oh, we do. Right, okay. Got it. So I think we're done. I think we're ready to go.
Well done.
I think the initial push, probably let's try and cannon the Oni, poison the cauldron, then take it from there.
Yeah.
We may want to try and sweep the minions out of the way quickly to avoid them.
Will the crossbows do anything if the cannon's done its thing?
Yeah, because they'll still chip away at the armour and do damage to
He's
it.
only got
It starts with 4.
that's 4 on.
Yeah.
The cannon takes off 2.
So so
Crossbows
could-
take off 1.
Could limit it to 0.
So we
so down to
can get
defense.
down to 0 armour if we hit him with every single siege
Yeah,
weapon
okay, well that's
would
got
be-
to be worth doing.
before we
How
turn.
many hit
to
points
the
you got in
passive.
total? 31.
Yeah, so we definitely want to try and cripple him there.
Okay.
Oh, God,
dear.
Shuffle those.
we're getting swarmed.
So, and then him, who was asleep. Right, so we can swap 2 characters around if we want to.
Did we do at the end of the last when we finished the scenario, the paddy fields? Did we reduce our?
We didn't. There probably should have been an end of round, shouldn't there?
Yes.
So that ticks down, which means. That's really wrong.
So is
Nice.
your boosting field still
Yes.
active? Cool.
Okay.
Okay, so how about as a battle plan? Ninja aims for the cannon. The sage goes for the crossbows, and the 2 warriors go straight down the middle and try and draw his attention.
Is that a crossbow as well?
Yeah, there's 2 of them.
Oh, they're the 2 crossbows.
Yep. Yeah.
That's the cannon. That's the supplies,
supplies.
and that's the cauldron.
So are we going to send somebody there, and somebody to the cauldron?
No. We'll sorry. We'll try and do it in order. So cauldron, crossbow. I think one because with the crossbows you want more people fighting them face to face.
Yeah.
So it might be a good idea that if we take us to go down the middle, take out these boys, and then try and draw his attention.
So they've got 5 health, and they're okay.
The ninja cannons then deals with him, then joins the fight.
Mhm.
And your one, because you're relatively lightly armored and low hit points.
Yeah.
You do the run to get the cauldron
Poison the cauldron.
and then get on the crossbows and hammer him.
Yep.
Probably playing best of the strengths. I
We can
mean,
do that.
we still won't last long against that blood only, but
No.
we'll try and take a few of them with us.
So, blood only first.
Yep.
Right, so we draw a card.
Whirlwind.
Do you have to reveal one of these cards?
That'll
No.
be at the start.
I think we do. Yeah, start of round we reveal one of those.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
so it's,
For the minions.
Yeah.
Ashigara and Kachi will be doing the red attack.
So move to B and interact.
Oh, yep.
Well, can it move?
How far?
Where's B? Oh, over there.
Needs to be.
How far does it move?
It's got 4 movement,
I'll do it.
but it is huge, so it ignores. Yeah. So can it get there?
Yeah.
1,
You can
2.
move.
Okay. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
You'd be diagonally adjacent.
4.
Yeah.
And then depending on the rage number, I think that's what this means. Either move to the, but none of them apply because the range is 0.
No, I don't think that is the wrath.
Is it
I
not?
think that's just it does 1. If it can't do 1, it does 2. If
Right,
it can't do
okay.
2, it does 3. I don't know why they're in fancy
Okay.
icons.
So the first action.
Hang on, it's interacting with B. So
Oh, right.
we roll a d6.
2.
It's throwing a box at the farthest character.
A box.
A box.
The furthest from him or the furthest from
Furthest, I think, from him.
B? 1, 2, 3.
Equidistant.
1, 2, 3. We're all distance 3.
Okay. So it's going to do 2 purple in direct damage and provokes fallen over.
To all of us.
No, to whoever's the farthest one.
Target.
But it's
We're all the first.
So
we pick.
We will pick who's going to get a box to the face. But it's direct damage, so it bypasses the armor.
Yeah, and I just want to check that they become downed. Downed characters must spend their next action point to get up. And in addition, while they are on the ground, they got -2 armor with a minimum of 0.
Okay, so
So this
Wouldn't
comes into
particularly
play now.
convince
So
me.
add +1 when using a box.
Should be both.
Might be worth because he'll be the one to activate last. Whereas the rest of us, I mean, he's the one closest to you.
So it basically just means you're going to take some damage and you've got to.
Oh,
use
Carlos
an
is
action.
saying the priorities on the card. Sorry, yes, at the top. Least health points.
Okay, makes it easier.
Yeah, I forgot that.
I have
Top of the
12.
boss card. Thank you very much, Carlos.
I have 12 hit points.
I've got 10.
I've got 12.
It's me.
11.
So it's me.
Paul,
Right.
Yep.
So I get a box in the face.
2 purples.
2 purples.
Yep. 1 fast box special coming up.
And I fall over.
2. Could have been a lot worse.
Could have been a lot worse.
You're right, Grandpa.
Just throwing a screwed up piece of paper at the waste paper.
So
basket.
your armor's down. You're an action point down.
Yes.
No. No, I'm an action down because I've got to stand up. I spend 1 action to stand up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, you grab the first box. Unfortunately, it was a box of the best comfy cushions that have been sent.
Yeah.
So he does that. Now, does he do this as well?
Yes,
Right.
that's what it was saying. He does the top one,
Now he does this.
and then he does this.
Right. Move to be within range 2 of the maximum number of enemies and hit them all.
We're doomed.
That'll be taking
That will be
what's his
going
range?
there.
Yeah.
He's got range 2. Yep. So that's there. Yep.
And now attack all.
Well, it is whirlwind.
Okay.
Dear.
He's not going to end well.
Oh, did we actually want to do a location switch? Should we switch roles? So switch.
We
Positions.
would have had to decide that before.
Too late now.
Yeah, too late.
Okay.
I'm not sure there's any advantage to.
Because I mean, you'd have fired the cannon first before we had a chance to hit him.
That's a good point. Yeah,
We would have done that.
we would have done
Yeah.
that.
Oh, we were in that position, or not?
No,
Okay,
we would have done
I
that. Because
I
we
misread-
did agree
Yeah,
with that,
yeah,
so-
yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
We'll allow that
That's fine.
slight change. Right. So What's it
He
doing?
attacks.
it's attacking. Now, what's it
Roll
attacking with?
Well, at the beginning of the turn, it might have been inconceivable to attack it. To be perfectly honest.
We're always really going to attack him. Yeah, give him a good cannon. But
Shogun's Chosen will always activate first onto initiative. Yeah. Resentment. Yeah. Unstoppable. All crossed creatures are moved to an adjacent space. Oh, right. Okay. So when it moved, is that all enemies? It just says all crossed creatures.
Yeah, so we just push
So
up.
I think that is moved out of the way.
Shoved out of the way.
And growing hate. If he draws an AI card with the hate trait,
No.
I guess not.
Oh, unless that's.
It remains active. Next hate card will use its empowered effect. Don't quite know what that means.
means if one of the cards has the hate word, then the next one that has hate will have a more powerful
Yeah.
version. Which is true.
Oh, it remains active. In other words, it
Yeah.
stays in play. Right, okay, got it. Right, so it's no fancy attacks or anything else. It is just 2 orange, a green, purple, and a red.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Yeah, but he's an
That's
absolute
a
tank,
purple.
and he hits everyone
Now,
at once.
Question, Joel. Is it 1 die roll for all of us, or is it 1 die roll each? Oh, the armor effect is for the downed characters. Yes, yeah, you're right. My armor is down because I'm on the ground. So my armor is actually 2 lower because I'm on the ground.
You may not be getting
One
it.
roll.
1 roll for all.
One roll to rule them all.
Load the blank, please.
There we go.
Give us a blank.
Choppy,
Brilliant.
choppy. Slicey, slicey.
Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So you 2 get your armor.
I take 3.
I've only got 1 armor. So I take 6. I'm on 2. Just
Well,
a pleasure.
7 minus
You'll be able to
3.
demonstrate what happens if you get knocked out.
We're going to want to start spreading
Got
out.
me sacred
so we
water.
Oh,
don't
you're
get
gonna
drawn
need that,
into
yeah.
into this sort of fight.
Okay.
The Ashiguru and the samurai get to act. It's
Yeah, we get swarmed by
So
the Indians.
that is that done. Wow.
a bit unfortunate.
So now it is the blue catchy. And we're on red. And it is a 4.
Red 4.
Red 4. So it's the top one aggressive with the tiebreaker of most health. Wait, not me. So what's it doing? Kenjutsu on adjacent.
Kenjutsu is add orange if deals wound.
So it's attacking. Well, it's attacking adjacent and there isn't anybody adjacent.
Right.
So we go to the next one down.
Support and
Kenjutsu.
So
What's
what's support? Support is move adjacent to another catchy.
And a character.
There isn't one.
We can't do that.
So where were we? Support and
It's here.
Oh.
So now it's 3. Move to be adjacent and then slice them.
so move to be adjacent and then
It's going for
slice
the
them.
most health.
Slice them is attack.
Yeah.
If deals 2+
Damage it
provokes
provokes bleeding.
bleeding.
So it's moving 3 and it's going for the one with the most health.
I have 9
I've got 7.
because it can't reach.
Up on the walls.
But it can
Sorry.
go through friends. So 1, 2, 3.
It'll go for me then. I think
It'll go for you because you've got the most health.
I have 9.
So it's moving 3 towards the one with the most health. And it's attacking you using its slice them ability.
Purple and green.
So it's also got a permanent ability, which if another catchery is adjacent, it's got +1 defense or plus. Right, okay, yep.
They're more dangerous when they team
Yeah.
up. Charges at me.
2.
Take it on the armor.
Boink.
Bing.
It's
Doesn't go bleeding.
well, what was it attacking with? Slice them.
Yes, I think.
Yeah, so it's just a normal attack.
Yeah.
It's not a kenjutsu.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
he
but-
doesn't do 2 or more damage, so he doesn't
Okay,
make you
so-
bleed.
Didn't do anything. Nice.
Okay, red one.
Red one. Again, still aggressive. It's a 4.
He's like-
So it's the same thing again.
Yeah.
Which
So-
is kenjutsu adjacent. No. Support and kenjutsu.
Right, support is move.
It
And he's got
can't-
movement 3.
Yeah, so it can't quite
Can't
get
get there.
adjacent within 3.
It can't reach at all either because it can't cut the corner. So
So then it moves to be adjacent and then does slice them.
Which I don't think it can.
No.
is that a ladder there? Can it climb the ladder?
I think it has,
I'm
has
not
to
sure.
go up the wall, up the stairs.
I think it has to go up the stairs, I'm guessing.
likely.
Yeah, so it can't reach it.
In which case it moves towards
Actually, there's a ladder.
enemy.
No, there's a ladder there.
So it moves towards the one with the highest health.
That's still me.
So
That's
could, it,
still you?
so could it get there by going up the ladder?
I don't think that ladder's.
I'm not sure. I think that's just the flavour.
Artwork.
Oh, it can move diagonally because the Oni is an ally. Yes, I thought so.
But that one can't move diagonally there because it's a fixed corner.
Joel is saying the ninja is out of reach, so the enemy chooses the one potential target with the highest health.
Yeah.
Which I think we did. Yeah, we did.
So this one is going to move.
No. So he'll move towards. Harakiri.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
he's got more hit points than me.
Yeah.
So he'll go
Okay.
1, 2, 3. So he's
Yeah.
charging
Yep.
up the stairs.
Going upstairs. Right, that's that one done. Next is the purple Ashiguru. We're aggressive. And we're a 3. So the tiebreaker is the most armour, and it is trying to use its katana against an adjacent target. There are no adjacent targets.
Move to be 3.
Move to be within range 3 and then do a cannon shot. So its movement is 3 and it wants to move within range 3 and it's the one with the most armour. So that's not me because I'm on the ground.
I've got armor 4.
So you got armour 4,
No,
you've
I've got armor
3.
3.
I'm on the most armor,
you got armour 4.
but I think I'm out of his range.
Well, it will try and move 3. Now I'm assuming that is a
A wall.
yeah. There's no lines on this, but I'm assuming that that's a wall.
Yeah, there were no lines on the shed either. I think it is a wall. Thematically and in terms of various other things it said. at the
So
beginning of
if
the
it was to move there, 1, 2, 3, there's only one character.
Yeah.
Which is within range of its cannon shot,
of his musket, yeah.
which is me.
Yeah. That seems to me likely to be the
Yeah.
expected result.
You can move down the printed ladder.
Yeah. So he can't jump down the wall, but he can.
Oh, yeah. So that's not. There needs to be some
Oh,
rules
the
in there
ladder.
for the ladders. Apparently, there's a ladder.
Right.
Yeah, needs to
Is
be, needs to make it clear that those they're not just artwork. They're
Yeah.
actual-
Right.
So if we're saying that it can go down the ladder, it's 1, 2, 3. So it's moved 3 to be within range 3.
In which
There's no
case,
extra
he
cost
would
of
have
movement
been-
points.
If that's allowed, he can go up.
Can it go up the ladder as well?
There's no extra cost of movement points for the ladder.
Okay, we have to rewind the red enemy. Yeah, okay, we weren't sure. There's nothing in the rules about the ladders. We just thought it was artwork. But apparently, so could it have reached?
Yeah, because he was
I
there.
think it could have done if there's one movement point per. Could have got totally
Okay,
adjacent.
so we'll redo the red enemy first, and then we'll do this one. So what was it doing? It was
Slice, was it?
it was aggressive. It was that. It was that. It was slice them. Yeah. So it's just a normal attack, and if it deals 2 or more damage, it provokes bleeding. 3.
3 armor.
Okay, so there we go. That's that done. Right. So next, back to this purple one here.
Purple has a shot at me.
We think, because the ladder is there, it can go 1, 2 down the ladder, 3, and it is now within range 3
Yep.
of the player with the
Most armor.
most armor. So yeah, this is using the katana against adjacent, move 3 with the tiebreaker of most armor, and it's doing cannon shot. And cannon shot is a range 3. It adds an orange, so it's actually 3 orange and a green. And if it deals 2 or more damage, the target loses an armor.
Okay.
Okay.
One,
Yeah,
two,
so this is
three,
a bit.
4.
This is a bit weird because we need to
Yeah.
add another orange dice, and there's only 2 orange dice with the game, so we just have to remember that that's
So that's
1,
4,
2, 3, 4,
5.
5,
So I take 1 point of damage.
which means your armor doesn't go down.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
Right. I think we fixed everything.
Yep.
Oh,
Wait.
I think like most
Finally.
games, I think once you get used to
Yeah.
this,
It becomes.
Yes.
it becomes a
automatic.
lot
Yeah.
smoother.
Yeah. All right. I wish to take 3 action points, and with
Okay.
one of those action points, I wish to fire a cannon shot.
Right, okay. So the cannon blows up in your face, and you take 14 damage. No, that's the edited version. Where was the cannon? It was just here, wasn't it? It was just 2 red. 2 red
2
dice,
damage though.
and -2 armor. And the wrath would be reduced to 0.
Yeah, so it takes the wind out of his sails a bit.
and it's damage.
Carlot is saying, should he move all spaces or just enough to stay within range 3? He is now within range 3. So, yeah, he did move 3, but he is in range 3. I think if he could have got within range 3 and only moved 2, he would have only moved 2. But from where he is, it's 1, 2, 3 away. And you can get line of sight through friends, but not enemies. So,
Oh
So no damage, but his armor's reduced.
no, it
He's got armor 4.
doesn't matter.
Oh, was this damage?
this
wasn't
is damage.
This is
Oh,
damage.
sorry.
Right?
Okay. So he takes 2.
Is there any way of re-rolling it?
And every time he takes damage, the wrath goes up.
And we've got a -2 armor.
But I thought the wrath went to 0 as a consequence of.
That's true.
So it's -2 armor.
Where's the minuses?
Over there.
There we are. They're -1s. Okay.
Yeah, just helping you out. And that's the only time
That's
the
good
cannon
help.
can be fired, I believe.
Yeah, that's it. The cannon has been fired, so
Tis the
we'll
next
take that
cannon.
off.
Right, so I have 2 action points remaining. Now these things haven't got much in the way of defences, have they? Which is
no,
that?
That's the catchy. They got
It's got 2 armor, actually.
2 armor. So
And 4 hit points.
if you can do 6, you can kill them all. 4
So
without
if you can
piercing.
smack him,
Yep.
that's the end of him.
Because otherwise they're gonna cherry tap us to death. They just 4 of them each. Just
Or you might want to do the green one because he hasn't been yet.
Actually, I'm going to allocate this to here before the start.
What's that? Or
Well, it's a
Yeah.
useless dice, basically.
can't put it in there. That needs to
Oh,
be
it has to be
full.
at least the.
Yeah.
Okay. That goes like that. Right, where were we? So I can do a full strength attack against that adjacent chap, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing.
Yeah.
The only other options, and I've not going to have action points.
okay. You can.
I was thinking,
you can do the roll as part of your attack.
yes.
So you
but
could easily with the full power.
Yeah, I could roll, but I mean, if I roll, I'm effectively only going to be able to go there, I think.
Yeah.
because I can't roll between them.
It lets you strike the green one.
If you wanted to go for the green one.
Because the green one hasn't been yet.
Oh, that's true.
Okay. Well, I might take it out, but that's an argument. So we'll do the roll.
Doing an attack.
Doing an attack. I'm doing a full strength attack.
Before the attack, you
I
do the
want to
roll.
do two. Oh, I can't do half strength. I've got the thing. All right.
And then, yeah, you do an attack on the green one.
Right, which is
One of each.
A rainbow.
green, orange, and red.
You want to try and risk the critical to bypass some of his armour?
Well,
6 kills him.
Well, you can roll 6 easily.
you called it
Yep.
There you go.
And it was
Does 6 kill him?
Yep.
7 anyway.
Because he's got one resist. He's got one defense and one armor.
No, he's got 4 hit points and 2 armour. If you can. Oh no, sorry, blue
This
one.
one?
Yep. Which is still he's 7.
It's got 5 health. It's got 1 defense and 1 armor. So if you've done 7,
Wow.
Yeah.
there you go.
4, 5, 6, 7.
He is an ex-Ashigari.
You triggered your yang, your yin yang.
Have a head.
Give him a head.
That just lets you
Or
do
we
a
want to
reroll.
die, but you don't need
We
to.
didn't want to,
Yeah.
just in
Yeah.
case.
Nicely. Right then, the rest of us. So should we try and deal with the minions first, just get them out of the way, or start striking the Oni immediately?
Mm.
Yeah. The
Well,
Oni-
the minions are just kind of speed bumps, aren't they? But they're still a nuisance.
Yeah, because that one managed to do some damage to me.
Yeah.
They're getting in the way, but potentially they have the risk, particularly on some of the lighter armoured team members, start chipping them down. If we just, like with the Kappa, we just blitz them out the way.
I can use a spirit point
focus.
at the end
You
of my
can,
turn
yeah.
to remove that.
On action.
And then if you wanted to, you could put the
Oh,
one
that's
in
well, I'll
there.
have to do that.
So
as
it'll
well.
expire and then, yeah.
Is where I want to be.
So, sword wielding Git or Burke with the gun. 1, 2. I could just run over there and viciously stab him to death instead. The guns felt like they're more dangerous than the swordsman.
Yeah.
So, one leaping over the semi-conscious. Semi-conscious
Oops, sorry.
there. Pieces. So that's 1 point to move. A red, 2 greens, and a purple. So leap over and attempt to explain to the chap with the rifle why I'm rather displeased with his behaviour.
And he should stay on the wall.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay, not particularly right.
Might be not
oh.
enough. Yeah, an extra.
I get my one. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and your beacon.
Teamwork, not
You're
active.
not within 2 range.
I'll move to the
Figure
figures.
out there,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, would have
Yeah.
remembered that one.
Yeah.
So,
So that's
1,
plus
2,
one.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Just enough.
2.
2 to attack.
And that's it. That's what you need.
Yep.
Send him to heaven.
Take,
And I'll-
take this card away.
I will also have
But
a celebratory jug of sake and heal up 2 more hit points because
Which is an action.
yep, other action. Leaving me with
Okay,
So
back
just
next
checking, how many heads you got?
It's another one. 3 and 3.
Neck and neck, as it
Are
were.
you passing that sake round?
I don't think so.
You still got the
Right.
bowl?
Tomoe.
Okay.
Are you still claiming victory for mine, Louis?
And we can argue about that afterwards. Right, I probably need to finish off blue Ashigari. Him.
No, I think we just got rid of the wrong one. Yeah, we got rid of the wrong one.
Did we?
Yeah,
Wrong
it's the Ashigaros that are gone.
The gunners, yeah, that are gone.
The catches are still in.
Right. So he's got 2 armor and 4 hit points.
Yeah.
So shall I hit him or shall I shoot Bigus?
Not sure.
Or shall you rush to a crossbow and yeah, okay.
Yeah, rush to a crossbow.
I think
but there's
you're
nobody.
probably better. You two are probably better fighting it.
What about this poison cauldron option?
Yeah, well, he might go
Why-
to the cauldron. But you could go to the cauldron and poison it.
What, and have a drink?
Or have you got enough move to get the cauldron yourself?
Well, I'll get 1 action to stand up, 1 action to move to the cauldron, and 1 action to interact
Could
with
you
it.
do
So
it?
I can do the cauldron on my turn.
Fine. That sounds
Okay, so
I'm
I could,
probably better
go,
doing that than doing anything weapon
I
related.
could go
You
crossbow.
might be able to heal if you do that,
I
wouldn't you?
could do in catchy.
Yeah,
Or
I
I
think
could-
do the catchy.
Do the catchy.
Yeah.
I think if you two hit him, I'll poison the cauldron, and then I'll do the crossbow.
And then
While
once-
you two are...
Once you've dealt
Dealt
with
with red.
yeah,
you
then
can
you
get
can
down
make
there.
this
So
as
I
well.
get 3 action points. I have 1 left over from before. So I might be able
Although
to.
you getting in some healing would probably help as well. So.
I'm going to do a free
True.
swap. Oh my! No, I'm going to stick with
with
my
that.
bow. Stick with my bow, even though I'm at point blank range, because
Uh-huh.
I'm better with it.
I may yet not need
So
to
I'm
do
going to full
Harakiri.
strength attack. Full strength attack.
May yet not need to
Red,
do Harakiri.
purple, green, orange. Red, purple, green, orange. Okay. Dice gods, don't let me down. Okay, thank you, dice gods. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's
That's
enough.
enough.
Kills him.
Arrow at point blank range.
There's still him left.
They're rubbish, these samurai, aren't they?
Well, the
Excuse
bad
me.
guy minions. Yeah, they're the only.
Right, I've got 2 action points left. I'm going to slug some sake.
Yeah, and save one.
Before you slug, oh, you've moved. Have you moved?
No,
You could move to a
One.
crossbow.
2.
Yeah, but you don't want to fire it. It won't do.
I
much.
can't get up onto the top of the wall. I
That's a
need to
ladder.
go.
It's a ladder.
That's a ladder there.
Yeah, but I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4,
Okay.
5 to get there.
Also, yeah, we sort of.
You can interact with this as well. We can
Oh,
interact
can
with all of them. Yeah.
So we can eat some provisions. Excellent.
Whatever's in there. It might be a box of feathers. We don't know.
Is there a ladder near it? I can't see from
Okay.
here. There's a
Don't
ladder
think
near.
so.
There's a ladder very near where I am.
This is not one. The stairs there. There's a stairs there, ladder
Next to the
and
ladder.
then there's stairs there and ladder there.
Yeah.
Who would ever use a stairs?
Okay, that's my go then. I'm
Now,
saving
interestingly,
that.
there is a crossbow mark there. Is it supposed to be?
I don't think so.
It's not in the scenario, is it? Because it's not.
No, yeah, there is one, but there's no interaction token on it.
Okay.
So,
It clearly wasn't loaded.
yeah, they forgot to load that one.
All right.
Right, so me, I gain 3 actions. I spend 1 to stand up. Then I spend 1 to move, and I'm moving 4. I go 1, 2, 3, 4.
You may want to move further away so
You
you're
cross
not
the
in
green.
strike distance of him.
Oh, I can only move 4.
But can you cross the green?
Yeah, you can move into the green. To slow you down, but it means if he attacks me where he
1,
is.
2,
You're
3.
one further away.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Oh, brave.
Yeah.
A brave.
Ah, yeah, now the thing is, if I... No, I need to drink this, don't I? I'm on 2 health.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That you won't be able to heal if you do the. plan.
Yeah, okay. No,
But we could. I mean,
I'll drink the sacred water and go 6.
some chance of staying alive in order to put the poison in them.
I'm assuming as a boss, he's immune to poison.
That's it's interesting.
It doesn't actually say on here,
Notionally, he's immune to states, but
but it doesn't say that it is immune to all
there
negative
may be some
states.
special thing.
The new way.
Yeah, but it probably should say it on there. I'm assuming bosses are immune to all negative states, but it should say it on there if that is the case. Right, dice all tick down by 1.
Mine
Oh, look,
resets
that one's
it
gone away.
once.
Next card is red.
Disaster.
It's immune to negative states, but that's a special rule for this scenario. Oh, right, okay.
the
So
poison,
bosses...
the poisoned
Oh,
bucket
yeah. The poison bucket's one thing. My poisoned weapon is
does
won't
affect it
work
because
it just does standard poisoning.
Right.
Yeah.
But
This
not
is
special
strong poison.
The poison cauldron.
It's strong poison.
Right.
Yeah, nicely done.
Do we want to swap 2 of the characters?
Where is red moving?
He will probably go straight.
He's moving at the end, is he? Okay.
Yeah, he's going last. So you've
So I'll
got
move
time
before
to,
it, which is the
to
key.
carve him up. I think actually, if you two want to switch positions, it means by the time you move, if you get to a crossbow, we can both be in base. Is it base?
Yeah,
base
I
contact?
won't be able to. I won't be able to poison the thing and move.
You have 3 actions. You will be able to.
I'll have 3 actions. 1 will be to interact with
Yeah,
that,
wonderful.
then move, but my movement is only 4.
You can get that. One. Is that a corner you can cross?
Yes.
2, 3, 4.
Okay. Okay, sure. So we're swapping that one with that one.
So by the time.
Right.
Yeah. So you and I will make sure we're in base contact with them. So that'll mean when Paul takes the shot, it'll do more damage.
Right. So the blood only.
Is that how
Well,
we?
Except you won't be taking the shot this round.
Yes, he will because he's got the movement. He's got.
Although-
He's got 3 action
Yeah.
No,
points.
he has enough. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
point.
No, agreed.
Poison.
agreed.
Yeah, poison.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hannibal. So the tiebreaker is less health points. First of all, it's moving to B and interacting. So it moves to there and it interacts. If somebody wants to roll a d6,
Just going to throw another box.
it's going to throw another box.
3.
This time it is a bag of flour.
They're quite heavy.
So on the
Turned into dust form and then ignited.
so it's the farthest character,
I think that is.
but the tiebreaker is the less health points.
The rest of us are 2 points away.
I've got 12 health points.
Hator is 3 points away.
So that one and that one are both.
Yeah.
That's 1, 2, 3. I'm 3. You're 2.
3.
1, 2,
Oh,
3.
sorry, yeah, 3.
So it's between us 3. Who's got the least health?
12.
10.
6.
I think you're getting back a flower to the
You're
bush.
lucky again.
Now a bag of flour, believe it or not, deals 2 green direct damage.
Oh, it's a pretty heavy.
It's a big, heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A sack of flour is
Yeah.
weighs quite a lot.
Can you make a chapati out of it and then throw it back? 2.
Oh, you're
2
lucky,
damage.
lucky.
And I'm blind. I'm blind. That's fine because I'm not doing an attack. So I can still do everything else. I just can't attack. Right. Next, if health is 28 or less,
No.
No, we have. He's on
it's on
29.
29.
Yeah.
So it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. Right. In which case, it moves to be at range 2 and attacks the one with the least health,
Again, isn't it?
which is me again.
It's vicious,
Homing in on you, isn't it?
vicious thing.
Clonk, clonk,
Oh
clonk.
dear.
This is not going to. Well, at least you get your armor first on.
Well, at least you drank your sake.
Yeah. Not sake. It's sacred
So you-
water.
So are you on?
I'm on 4 health.
Oh, was the flower direct damage?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
You're aware of the flower.
Right. So it's attacking me. So 2 orange, a green, a purple, and a red. Who wants to kill me?
Well, since you put it that way,
Well, at least you get to explore what happens when you're knocked out.
Well, I'm just removed. You do the death test between scenarios.
You can go on its falling afterlife.
Oh, I see. We're down to 3 people. That's definitely. Maybe I will need to do Harakiri.
no,
All
that's
right,
not
bye-bye.
good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
What's the biggest
How much
twin?
armour have you got?
3.
That's
6.
6.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Oh dear. There goes the healer.
Off with his head. Or he's flattened the generator by he's pushed into the.
Now, that's not happened in our game so far. So, Joel, tell us if anything else happens, or do I just remove myself from this adventure so far? Can you move diagonally through a green square? I think you can move diagonally through green. It's just yellow and red that you can't. But that is the blood only, I believe, done.
So you.
And so am I.
Right. I'll try and do my best to attack and draw him to me because I can go defensive.
Is running away an option at this stage?
No, don't forget you've got your cami mode.
And if between the two of you deal with him, man the crossbows, and then draw me in the fight and see what we can get done. Okay, I'll charge in screaming.
So 3 action points.
Nope. Not gonna.
I can have a cup of tea and enjoy the views. Excellent. Okay, I thought so.
So 1
Should
point.
put that in the rules.
1 point to move.
Just make sure that they're from there because we can see it.
2 points to attack.
Right.
So my standard attack: red, 2 greens, and a purple, please. Red, 2 greens.
Are we at the rolling black stage?
Purple.
Are you going for black or not?
Mm.
Oh no. Arthur's tempting you with the black die.
Ooh.
Really make him aware it's an option.
We've already got.
Yeah,
damage.
and it'll counter strike, counter attack if you. Yeah, it's. There's a time and a place, I think, for the black dice. Maybe not yet.
So that's
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
With yin yang.
6, 7, 8. So that's 4 damage to him.
Yep.
And I get another one
Which
of these.
means
back.
his resentment goes up by 1.
Yeah,
Yep.
I believe so. Good lord, we've damaged him.
Yeah, we've taken 6 off. He's got 25 left.
So it's now got 1 extra armor.
Ah, so he was on 2 points of damage. He was actually on 29, wasn't he, at the start of that?
Yeah.
Would that have changed what he did?
No.
Okay.
It was if it was on 28 or lower.
So he's now got +1 armour.
Plus 1 armor, and he does +1 hit.
So do we need a +1?
We'll take off the -1.
So you take one of the minus ones off. And I guess I lose.
Or
one
I guess we
extra
just have to remember it because that might go, but then that would
Yeah.
stay.
Okay. I discard one of my spare actions, but then I'm going to load up on defensive stance and counter attack at 6 cents. Those two won't last, but that means I soak an additional 3. But I'm sort of locked doing lighter attacks now.
Right. Okay.
No.
Bow wielding samurai
Am I
woman.
better off with the bow or with the Naginata? Because
Which
the
one?
Naginata's got a range of 2, and it can make him bleed. But I don't
He's
get.
immune to the negative states.
Oh, he's immune
Do
to
you want to
that.
head with the crossbow instead and
Give him a thorough crossbowing.
because it'll help reduce his armor down, which means we increase the chance of
Or
actually doing some
poison
damage.
thing.
Actually, poisoning the suit might be the best option.
What we don't know is whether the soup poisoned affects just the minions or him.
It affects him.
Because he's drinking from it.
Then definitely go for that.
Okay.
We need every edge we
So
can get in the
I've
moment.
got 3 action tokens. I'm going to use one of them to move.
4.
Yeah,
Four.
plus 3. Right, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Be adjacent to
So the cauldron.
cauldron.
Of soon to
So
be
you
poisoned
are
soup.
going to interact with the cauldron, which is week 2. You are next to the large cauldron from which the Oni may drink. If you have marked poison, then you can poison the cauldron. From now on, the special rule, poisoned cauldron applies. If the cauldron has already been poisoned, then when an AI card of the Oni indicates that he goes to point A, as soon as he interacts with it, he receives 2 purple damage and loses 1 wrath point. But then he no longer goes to the cauldron.
Okay.
Wow,
So it's
okay.
just a one-off.
He's not that stupid.
But it,
Okay.
it takes. It might be that we can blow the supplies up as well. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've done that.
Yep. Cauldron is now poisoned.
Um,
Give him a shooting or a stabbing.
let's shoot. I'll shoot him, and I'm going to use Akanami's breath. Add purple and +1 attack. Plus 1.
That's an action to use because it's an item.
Ah, in which case I won't use Akanami's breath. I'll just do a standard strong attack.
Yep.
So strong attack is red, purple, green, and an orange because I'm using the bow.
Divine arrow.
Yep, divine arrow. Okay, twang. Come on. Oh,
Nice.
yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got a re-roll, but do I want to use it? Probably not.
No, you don't use it.
Because you can't re-roll the black
Can't you roll the
because it's giving you the re-roll.
purple? So the red.
So the red, you have a 1 in 3 chance of it getting worse, a 1 in 3 chance of it staying the same, and a 1 in 3 chance of it being better.
Never tell me the odds.
So it's worth.
Um,
yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, well.
Better.
Worth it. Yeah.
So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. -2 for his armor.
Because he's -2 for the defense is 5.
I think it's 4.
+1 armor for that
Yeah, is
4.
is 4.
4 damage. Okay.
Third of the way there.
He's angrier.
He's getting angrier and
He's
angrier.
good. Yeah, okay.
Okay. And then
It's
Harakiri.
me. Right. I'm going to allocate this dice here. I am going to perform a slaughter. Spend 2 action. Well, I'll get 3 action. 3 action points.
So you
Get 3, spend
2
2.
actions to do 2 light
Do
attacks.
2 light attacks. I suppose they've got very little armor, so I think it's ever going to be worth doing is now. So I get an orange, a purple, and a green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 damage, I believe.
Yep, it's got 1 health left.
Well, I cheated. That didn't apply, so I shouldn't have had the orange dice. So that was 1 damage.
Yeah, good spot.
Where were we? 2, 3, 4, 5. They got 2 net armor effectively, so 3 damage out of 4. So it's 1 point left, as
Yep.
Paul said. So the slaughter means I get to do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's enough. Yep.
So that was worth doing. And I've got 1 action point left.
Start running.
That's another head.
Oh, I could. No, I can't do a roll. No, I should have thought that in advance.
You could You do the roll after the attack. Oh,
Yeah, but it's not got a dice in it.
Well, the question is, can I, in the middle of an attack? Probably not. No. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So,
But we'll let you put
Okay.
it in there because you would have.
well, it'll immediately expire as of.
Yeah, it's a free movement point.
I could put the 2 in, so I'll get some use out of it.
Yes, you put the 2 in before you did the attack. You then did the attack.
Mhm.
After the attack, you roll to there.
You've now got
Yeah.
your movements.
And then I've got a move. I can do a move. Can I do anything else?
Or stay where you are.
want to start running over towards those crossbows.
Well, I think I do want to move.
Oh yeah.
I've got
Yeah.
4 moves.
Yeah, full movement.
Well, yeah. If we can try and tank it for a bit
1, 2, 3,
longer
4.
whilst you go for the crossbows.
Yeah. Well, the alternative is to go over there, isn't it? To the thing he keeps throwing at us. Maybe I can wreck it in some ways. He can't keep throwing.
This has got a blue border. I don't know what a blue border means. That might be
I'm
old.
guessing- it looks like it's broken.
Oh,
It might
that's
be.
probably
Oh,
impassable.
that's why that's not usable because you can't physically get to it
Yeah.
because there's no access.
Okay.
I could actually get adjacent to it by moving to there, I think.
You could.
So why not do that? Why did you say the crossbows? Well,
I think the crossbow might be more useful than.
it depends. I don't
We
want
don't
to
know- we
depend
don't know
on
what
it. If I
it
knock that out, that chops out one of his attacks. Every
Yeah,
round.
true.
So that's really effective if that's what it does.
Okay, it is a hole. Yeah, you can't go over it.
Okay.
You're done?
Done.
Yep.
Right, next round. We don't need to do this anymore.
That's right, because
There
there's no
are
minions.
there are no minions, so we can remove the Oracle deck. We can remove
No,
that.
yes.
Us versus the Oni.
We can just it's just
We do need to decrement the.
we do need to decrease the dice by 1. And then this actually doesn't matter that much either, because
It's just
it's
the order in which we act.
it's
yeah.
the order in which you act, and you can swap 2 of your over. So, would you like to swap 2 of the characters over?
Don't know if it makes any difference. does it?
Right, you're both adjacent. I'm thinking of
Oh yeah, if you run up
legging it for the crossbow.
So
you
yeah,
should do that first.
now's a good chance to get a few hits in.
Give him a thorough twanging.
That is, of course, if he doesn't box and move. But since he's already adjacent to all of us,
No, it's not adjacent
he's
to me.
range 2. He can strike all of us if it's
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
It is over
That's
range.
true.
Yeah.
It's got a
Yeah, I think that's probably a good order.
Okay, so the card is projectile. Most health points is the tiebreaker, and it's
Yeah.
going to move. First of all, oh look, a cauldron. Mm.
Excellent.
Tasty, tasty.
do I get knocked out of the way?
Yeah,
Well, only if it moves through.
It takes the most.
Was it
direct
shorter?
route.
Was it shorter?
That's
it there.
I'm going to get
that's-
knocked. I
goes
think I'm
there.
going to get knocked out of the way, aren't I?
Yeah, so
Yeah. Thematically,
probably
I
get
just
knocked
get
out of the way.
shoved.
Right, so it interacts with the cauldron,
Yes.
and it takes 2 purple direct damage and loses a wrath point.
I think Paul for this.
Come on, Paul.
roll it.
Oh, I rolled terrible.
Oh yeah, maybe you shouldn't roll this. 3 is it?
2,
2.
2 direct damage.
Still.
So it's vomiting up its soup.
but it's lost a wrath point.
And it doesn't do that
the
again,
cauldron
so-
goes, I think.
And it will not do that again, so we can take the cauldron off. Right, then it moves to be adjacent to an enemy and grabs it,
No, that's not so good.
and it's the one with the most health points.
That's probably me.
It can reach you, so it will.
So it moves to be adjacent to them, and it tries to grab you. You need to make a dexterity check of 6.
Is that dexterity?
Yes.
I get 1 dice, do I?
You 1 dice and add 1.
So
Oh,
5
Christ.
plus.
Yeah. there's
What
a-
about knowledge?
Two.
That's very
Okay,
good. You
so
weren't looking behind
He
you.
goes over, he grabs you, he picks you up, and he throws you against the farthest character.
Oh,
We're equal
So it's one of you two, so who's got the most health between you two?
I have 10.
got 9.
Me then.
So he picks him up, throws him against
A
you.
ballistic ninja to the face.
So
Ballistic
it
ninja.
provokes this much direct damage to both of you.
3.
Three direct damage to both of you.
Now, I have defensive stance, which has reduced the damage dealt to you. It's not armor.
Reduce the damage dealt to you according to the value of the active dice. Yep. Good question. Joel, does Akira's defensive stance affect this? Because it just says reduces the damage to you, damage dealt to you. It doesn't say from an attack. I would think it should be from an attack. And again, this text hasn't been finalised
Well,
yet.
I think this is an attack, isn't it?
It's not an attack.
Oh, does it say on the card it's not an attack?
No,
Well,
but it's not.
It's
He's
not.
just been hit by a ballistic ninja.
It's a,
Yeah, it's picture
it's a
up.
throwing
2 damage goes
personal
to
attack.
everything. Okay, so I'd say, how much was it? 3.
It was 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Now you're prone,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know where you are because thematically you should
Thematically, I'm
be.
over there, yeah. Or at the
Yeah.
very least there.
Yeah. So we're going to put you there.
Oh, am I prone too?
Yeah, you're both prone.
Okay. Didn't land on the feet. Never mind.
There you go.
Annoying. Yeah.
Him going first is a pain in the neck. Isn't
Right.
So he was adjacent, wasn't? Oh, no,
He
he
was
moved away. He moved away. So
Moved over there, picked him up, threw him over here,
Okay.
did that. Okay.
Okay.
So your first action is take a photo, post it on Instagram.
I'm sorry, but one action is going to have to be to laugh at them before
Yeah.
I do anything else. So I get 3 action points. Now I'm going to use my spirit.
Use your spirit,
Scrap
the
that,
divine
re-roll
arrow,
them.
re-roll them. Yeah. Oh, nice.
Oops, that was a 5.
2 5s and a 4.
2 5s and a 4. Actually, I might be using the extra range.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to then use an action point to go 1, 2,
Oh,
1, 2, 3.
because we're not no longer adjacent to him.
One of them is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though you're on the ground, you are adjacent to him.
So we're
Then-
distracting him.
You're going to fire the crossbow. It would be 2 green direct damage,
And
-1 armor.
is it 1 action point?
It is an action point to interact.
Okay, so 2 green direct damage
Yep.
and -1 to his armor.
And wrath back to 0.
That's good.
You pass me another -1 armor. Oh, wow. That's the best you could have got.
Direct damage.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's see what I'm doing.
It's taken 15 out of
It's
31.
halfway,
Halfway.
His
And
armor's
it's got
gone.
1
Oh,
armor.
one armor left,
At the
yeah.
moment, it's got 1 armor.
I've got 1 action point left.
Yeah, that was direct damage.
Are you in bow range?
You've already moved.
I can't move again.
Can't move again.
But I
You
can
attack?
shoot him.
You
1,
shoot
2, 3, 4, because I've got military discipline.
Add
I've got
one range.
+1.
When,
So
when
I
using
can
the
do
bow.
I can do a single, a swift attack.
Is it
Two.
worth it?
Yeah, he's only got 1 armor. Oh, 3 armor.
It's still got 2 defense.
3 armor total. Net.
And every time you deal it damage, its thing goes up.
That's true.
I'm thinking you might want to.
Save it.
Mm,
I'm going to get over to that crossbow next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll save it.
okay.
But the thing is, because we're going to hit him anyway.
So I guess I have to spend 1 to stand up.
First action, stand up.
All right, I'll spend.
Oh, you're probably
One
going
to stand up.
I've got enough to get over to the B, so you can still do the.
I could do that.
B thing, yeah.
All right.
Where did the enemy picking him up and throwing him come? That was on the card.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And that was everything. He did everything he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
He moved to the
Yeah.
poison suit. Won't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Got
I-
angry,
let's
blamed
find-
you.
let-
Yeah.
Okay, so I knew. So
I'm quite impressed by an AI system that actually allowed that to happen. That was pretty special.
I use spirit to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Um,
None of us have done the action, which is spend 2 to cycle your dice.
no,
So
it's quite expensive, isn't
if
it?
anybody's watching this to learn how to play, that is something available to you. None of us have done. Spend 2 action points to get rid of any of your dice from wherever they are, exhaust them all.
Yeah.
And then if they are all exhausted, you
So I'll
re-roll.
move
Usually there's a better way round
Yeah.
instead of doing that.
Here, and then I'll interact with.
You're going to interact with B, which is section 3. A large amount of weapons, sacks, and crates rise before you. No effect. Do not remove this interaction.
Okay, that just tells you what it is.
Yeah.
You got. Is that enough for? Oh,
That
no,
was
you,
3 actions.
you stood up.
I moved and I interacted.
We didn't know.
Right.
We didn't know.
Okay, I'm going. Well, now we know.
Now we know.
Back in the fight. 1 stand up. 1 to move next to him.
Charge.
Pretty much charging back in. And 2 on 1 because I can't do a heavy attack because I'm in a defensive stance.
Mhm.
So that's 2 purples, yellow and the green. He has no armor. But
He's got 1 armor and 2 defense.
one armor.
At the moment.
Okay. So that's 1, 2, also yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Big
1, 2,
rolls
3,
again.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Any teamwork?
No, it won't.
No.
Too far.
So 9 minus 3
6.
is 6 more damage to him.
That'll learn him.
I don't get my +1 action because I didn't get
We might just do this.
You didn't get a yin yang.
You don't say that out loud.
We might just do this.
Don't forget, you've got your kami mode as well.
Yeah.
So, commit Harikiri
So
and go immune to damage
The,
for
the
2
attack
turns.
from that is still my standard attack, isn't it? So I can't do that and my.
Correct.
Okay.
So just a question on the Harakiri.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you do the Harakiri, you get the effect, and then 2 turns later you keel
don't.
over, you're dead.
Yeah.
Does that have any impact on the ongoing campaign?
Yeah, it's like me.
So
You then have to make a
you
resurrection
potentially lose.
And if you fail, you
abilities.
might lose a
Yeah.
stat.
So you'd only really do that in the campaign game if you were really, really keen to. We felt you really had to.
Yeah.
I think it's a desperation attack.
Desperation.
Yeah.
You might lose some knowledge.
I care not. I have relentless strike. I shall be using relentless strike.
You just keep reusing it.
Okay. Right.
That was a one-off ability.
It is.
It is.
Oh, you haven't used it yet. Sorry. I was thinking it's the other one.
We're all done.
Yeah.
Dice decreased by 1.
Yes, that goes off.
Next round. Your dice go down.
Oh yes, let's go down.
Any swapping of characters?
That's what we want actually. It means we can get in base contact with him. And you can hopefully do as
Right,
much.
do you not want me to go and
You want him first, want him
cannon
first.
him?
No,
Do you want me
because
to-
he's going to move away before we have a chance to do anything. He's moved almost every time.
True.
But
Yeah.
I'm gonna if I twang him with the crossbow and knock his armor down before you hit him.
But it'll only do 1 armor. But if you wait till they're both in base-to-base contact, you'll do direct damage with red dice or
Oh, I see. So you're going to move back
2
into.
adjacent characters is perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do
Alright.
it. I mean,
you use
it hasn't
purple.
worked
Yeah,
every
you
previous
use
occasion, so
purple
let's try
dice.
something different.
Retribution. Right, it's
Don't
going to
like
move
the
away
sound
and
of that.
interact, but it doesn't.
Yep.
So, tiebreaker is next initiative. So it's going to move to within range 2 of another enemy standing on higher ground and attack.
Oh no, it has to
Who's
be
on the wall?
higher ground.
Yeah.
So
Specifically says higher ground.
That'd be Peter then.
Okay.
So it goes.
I'll just
smash
hide behind
me
this
out of the way.
box.
It goes stomp, stomp, stomp to there,
Okay.
and he's going to attack. And if the attack deals 2 or more damage, target is placed adjacent to the blood only on the lower ground.
you shall knock you off the wall.
Okay, so 2 orange, green, purple, and a red.
Is that all? It's nothing. Speaking of nothing.
Oh,
But it's me rolling the dice, so that's 5.
I've got 3 armor, so
It's
2
2.
gets through.
Yeah, so
That's
it
knocking me
does put you.
On the
Well, it
floor.
says adjacent to the blood only on the lower ground. So you choose where. And it could be anywhere. It could be there if you want.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is he prone?
Put yourself down there so you can pick up the ladder again.
I don't want to go up the ladder again. I want to go out. Am I not closer here? 1, 2, 3,
Ladders are
4.
quicker, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Is it? Okay.
Is he prone?
No,
Right.
doesn't say that.
It's
Excellent.
just knocked
Land
down.
on my feet. I'm a
The cat.
samurai.
But that's it. That's all it did.
Okay, that was relatively
Yes, painless.
Right, let's get in there and shiv him up the jocks.
Yes, I was going to relentlessly
But
strike.
he's got his back towards. He's bent over slightly, and
Yeah.
Oh,
when
but I can
when he
relentless
remembers the
strike.
pole arm.
Oh no, I can't. Yes, I can. So I'm going to allocate a roll, and then I'm going to do an attack. As part of the attack, I'm going to roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just get me close enough.
No, you just put a higher dice in.
Well, I've only got the only dice I've got. So
You got a spirit, yeah?
yes.
So technically, I think you can put it in,
Use the
use your
spirit.
spirit to get rid of it,
Re-roll.
re-roll them. I think you can do this.
Well, let Joel tell
Oh,
us.
plus 1 hit for the wrath. Sorry, yes, it had 1 wrath, so it's 1 extra hit.
Most damage to
Yeah.
PP.
Thank you. I forgot about that.
Well, unless this is banned.
It's clever use of the dice and the skills if it's allowed.
Then I'll do the attack. 2 actions, giving me 2 movement
Using
Wait a
the
points.
minute,
roll.
is that space there adjacent to the?
I would have said
Oh,
not.
well, is that,
From-
is
from
that
the
space
artwork.
adjacent?
It feels like you have to use
Because that wall.
It does feel.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to. I mean, thematically, you would have to be
have
up.
a flight of
I was
steps.
just thinking that if I was knocked off the wall and I ended up within 2 spaces of you two, then you get the +1.
And I am using Relentless Strike. Or do I have to allocate it in advance? Or can I allocate it as a... It lets me re-roll the black dice.
No,
it's
I
a
don't think you have to
lightning bolt.
allocate it in advance.
So then, all right.
You've saved an action
Yeah.
point.
So I'm doing a full...
So you can-
Well, I have an action point I could potentially allocate.
You could use for the
Relentless
relentless strike.
strike.
Yeah.
So I'll have a black dice, please.
Yeah, relentless
What are we
strike,
going
Joel.
with then?
We're ruling that it's done after you've rolled,
Yeah.
after you've attacked.
Think
You
it's like
can
the
use relentless strike.
Because you've only get one use in a
Yeah,
whole scenario.
it probably should say
Yeah.
after an attack,
You can reroll.
or after you have rolled, you then use it. Yeah, you can do it afterwards. Okay. Oh, and we can do that with the key dice. Yeah, also nice.
Come on, my son. You can do
So
it.
you're using the focus die. Yeah.
Taking a shot at it with a reroll.
Okay, so it's a miss.
Did I get yin yang?
That's a miss.
Oh, it doesn't matter because
Yeah,
missed.
they're going to change this because blank.
Well, no,
It's normally
I
nothing.
can re-roll the black dice.
Yeah, you have to because that's a miss.
Yeah.
They're going to put a different icon on this to say
If you
show
don't
it's a
roll the
miss.
black die using your ability, then you haven't hit the target.
Okay. So I can re-roll, but I can't re-roll that with that effect. But I can re-roll it with by spending an action point
Yes.
and allocating a cube to the.
And you've got the yin yang, so you could re-roll the red die.
Yeah, but do that one first
But do
because.
this one first, because you might miss again.
Because if it's a blank, then you've already missed. So.
Oh,
critical.
that's the critical.
There we
Yeah,
go.
that's looking better.
Wow.
So it's 1,
So
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And his armor goes down by one.
7. Is it 1, 2? Oh, I didn't roll that one, did I?
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7,
7.
and it's
Right.
critical.
You're too far away.
So it's 7 direct damage. We need more blood drops.
More blood.
Blood. How much blood?
Just give us a pile of blood.
And that's making
one
me
more.
even angrier.
And the armor goes down by 1, but I think the armor goes down by 1 after.
Yeah, presumably.
So we need another. So its armor at the moment,
Its base armor is 0.
Ah, do we account for?
1.
Do we account for its?
Have I just moved that up? I can't remember if I just
No.
moved it.
Just put that cross symbol over his armor. Because we've destroyed all his armor now.
Yeah, I just don't know if I've moved that up.
Yeah, and did we correctly account for that in terms of the damage I dealt? Because doesn't
Sure.
that increase his armor?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you bypass his armor because you.
Yeah, you bypassed everything.
Oh, that's
that
true.
that
Yeah,
was
that's true.
direct
So that is
damage.
irrelevant. Okay.
So in fact, yeah, so that doesn't matter. So his armor is now
Non-existent.
completely gone, but I can't remember if I've moved that up or not. I mean, he's got 0 base armor. He has 2 armor because of
And
that,
you've still got a defense of 2.
and he's still got a defensive 2. Yeah, any effect is after it. So yeah, I'm not sure if I moved the wrath up or not from this attack. If somebody wants to just let me know,
So it's got 3 hit points left, I
that'd be
think.
great.
Yes.
What's that? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 27, 28. Yeah, 3 health left.
Nice. And you're doing a double attack, aren't you? Using
No, that wasn't what I did. What I did was I did a full strength attack with relentless
Yeah.
strike.
So you just need to mark that
That
you've
actually
used
used
your persuasive strike.
Mm,
Okay, I did
that,
move it
that orange-
already.
That orange die. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
that
did
was-
move it already. So we're all good. There you go. That's how the focus die is used.
Okay. So I get mine back, and I'll charge in screaming.
Hopefully, that's the
So
end.
it's got 2 armor.
Yep. So I'm just going to do a full standard attack. Not going to bother risking bluffing the because he's got -4. I can do 7 damage. I kill him. So I'll be rolling purple, 2 greens, and a red. Or I can always do my divine fire, which is just 2 red.
2 red direct damage.
Let's do that.
Go on.
Yep.
So you don't need to move.
Yep. I don't move.
You just activate your
summon
cunning ability.
I summon up my cunning ability.
Range
Divine fire.
Isn't there an advantage being adjacent to him when he fires his crossbow?
Hopefully he'll be dead before
I
he has to.
understand that.
And I
True.
can always move afterwards.
Just watch
Yeah,
out.
you can
Yeah,
move
okay.
afterwards, yeah.
If it doesn't drop him,
Okay.
I'll move in next
Okay,
to him.
okay.
Divine fire, 6.
6 damage.
Go.
Kills him. And he falls over and crushes the ninja.
You get 1 head.
Oh, look what I've got. Oh, it's the shiniest.
I claim a couple of ears.
Mm.
It might be a 3 head or a big head. I'm not sure.
That's how it's done.
That's how you do it. So, we need to read conclusion 1. With the Oni at last dead and lying in the courtyard, turned into a red mass in which the blood blended with its skin, the way was clear for the group. Without looking back, they seized the moment to search a nearby dungeon with alacrity, where they found the spy had been tracking.
Oh yeah, we were.
The spy they had been tracking for
And don't
weeks.
forget the little doll.
Luckily, he was alive and eager to escape from the stronghold where he had been tortured. Now he was free again and had very important information, which undoubtedly would help to strengthen the rebellion. Crucial moments were approaching, marked by the relentless fight against the Shogun, a contest of which not even the kami could predict its end. I think that is... Yeah, I think that's the end of that scenario. Yes, it is. So, yeah, we did
The
it.
important thing is no one of consequence was harmed.
So, yeah, if this was
Fuck your mate.
if this,
Your mate.
if this was a continuing campaign, I would now have to make a resurrection check, which I think is based on spirit. And if I succeed, I'm all right. Otherwise, I come back and I have lost one of my
It comes
stats.
back slightly wrong. It's
Now,
second level type of brain.
in terms of character progression, there's no experience points in this. I'm going to assume that the campaign will tell you when you level up. So your character start off at level 1. I assume maybe once you've played 1, 2, maybe 3 scenarios, they go to level 2. So you start off your character with level 1. You only have that. And when you get to level 2, you choose which of the level 2 skills you want. Level 3, you choose which of the level 3 skills you want.
Level 1 is always the same.
Level 1 is always the same.
It's double-sided.
And then when your character gets to level 5, that's when you're nearing the end of the campaign. And then Act 2, so if you do back the game, it comes with Act 2, which was a stretch goal. Act 2 continues the story, but with different characters. So the characters start, I believe, at level 3. And then, yeah, you carry on the story with that. And these camis that we had, these were not specific to the character. So there are 4 of them in the game, and each character has one. I chose this one because it was purple, but they are not specifically related to the character. So when you're playing a character, you can swap them around. You've also seen, for those of you that missed the adventure phase, you've got these weapons. These are not random items that are drawn from the deck. These are your own blacksmith items. And all of the ones that we've got mine have monk 3 on the bottom. So that's because I'm a level 3 monk. So you will start off with only access to the level 1 cards. And then as you go up in levels, you get access to the other cards, but you have to go to a blacksmith and pay the money, which is what the heads are for, because you sell the heads and you get money, and then you use the money to upgrade your items and things like that. But that's basically it. So with the previous video and this one, you have seen how one scenario works. 8 of the 12 scenarios that come with the game have the adventure phase, where you travel around the map and you do all of these little quests and stories and missions. And then the second part is the exploration phase, which is essentially this. It's mainly a combat-based thing, but with the additional narrative of the stuff happening as it goes in. Now, this particular scenario, as I mentioned, no spoilers here because this is a demo scenario that doesn't come with the game. But what was interesting is this demo scenario had started off in the village, and then it had 2 routes to get to the fortress. So I assume that when you get the final game, there's going to be similar things like that. There might be 2 routes. Because the question about campaign games is whether they are replayable. And some campaign games are replayable. And some campaign games where the story is very strong are not replayable because you know the story and therefore you know. I think this one would probably be replayable. So, for example, if I would happily play this again and go the other route.
Yeah.
And although we know that interacting with A is what there would be certain things that you would lose the second time round. You know that you wouldn't go to C.
Yeah.
You know that you wouldn't go to. You wouldn't go there. You wouldn't go there. You'd go. So it would kind of spoil something the next time round. But the rest of the game, I think, is still replayable.
Yeah, although in fact the poison had relatively little effect.
Well, do you want to know what would have happened if we hadn't have poisoned it?
Oh.
If we hadn't have poisoned it and he would have drunk from it, then he increases his wrath points. His wrath points go up.
Okay.
So he gets angrier.
Okay. He didn't get enough actions for that to make that much relevance.
I mean, he gave us a bit of a dropping, and
Well, I'm very
I'm
pleased
not sure
to see
how
you all
much
helped defeating our enemy. That was well done, people. Well done.
I think the 3 great heroes.
I think me distracting him was probably the
Yes,
best.
all that lying and writhing on the ground.
I mean, I was complaining quite loudly. I'd written him a letter of complaint. He was busy opening it when you stabbed him in the back.
So basically, he was dusting you with flour and drank it with a boiling portion full of oil.
Yeah, he was.
You weren't a threat; you were lunch.
He threw a box at me, then he threw a bag of flour at me, Then he came over and he's like,
Well,
he obviously doesn't agree with my fashion sense.
welcome to Red Ollie's cooking show. And it's obviously it's one sage, some flour, and a bottle of boiling oil.
Yeah. We're all done. We're finished. Thank you very much to
That's
you
been
three
fun.
for joining me. Glad you enjoyed
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you to everybody for watching. And as I said, if you want to see part one, it's the adventure phase. It's quite different. It isn't so much the tactical combat of this. It's more story, travelling around the board and trying to complete missions and things like that. But these two parts together have hopefully given you an idea of how the game plays. So we've done this video for two reasons. First reason is, if you are interested in the game and you want to late pledge, you have until the 15th of May to late pledge. But also these videos will serve for when people actually get the finished game, is although there might be some tweaks to some of the wording, the overall rules, these will act as tutorial videos. So if you're one of the people who is watching this in 6 months' time or whenever the game comes out, yeah, let me know if you found the video useful, and I hope it helps you get the game to the table and play it. Let me know how you get on. Thank you to you three for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you to Joel from Synergic Games for sponsoring this video and for being there for the last few weeks with all of my questions and supporting me with helping make these possible. And also a big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters that fund the channel. If you like the content that I create and you want to support me, you can do so at patreon.com/gaming rules. I will be back next week with some more content. Not much, because I'm away at a convention next week, but there'll be a little bit next week. Until then, take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.